Doc Hollandaisy. Yes. Show.
Oh, where have you been, Doc? Good to see you. Okay, cool, man. Just me and you, I guess.
Report. #NLRC. Cheers nay #Ox project. Nick Brown. Show.
Hey, Kevin. Hey,
Doc
Nick. Doc.
Hollandaisy. Been a
Food
crazy
truck.
weekend on the food truck,
Making
brother.
serious fucks good, man.
Making some serious bucks.
But she got banned for. Well, it is showing a little nippleage there. Yeah, she got banned for that. Yeah, it's a little nipply. Can't show nipple on Instagram, dude. You know, even if you're beautiful, like this girl has a great body. She's her bikini is just cut in a little bit too much, and you can just see a shade of her nipple. And yeah, you can't do that, man. You know, I know you want to push it as far as you can with your little hot tub streams.
Hollandaisy. Nip slip.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm sure you guys want to see this picture, so I'll put it up there. Uh, since I'm sitting here oogling her, you guys can see what I'm looking at. This is a video, I guess, but she's banned from Instagram for wearing that bikini, and I swear on her left breast,
Good morning.
I can see some nipple.
Doc Hollandaisy.
You know, that might be a birthmark, but I doubt it. And, you know, that's their rule, you know, and I think it's a stupid fucking rule. I mean, there's mine. See, so they're sexist. That just proves right there that the internet is fucking misogynistic. Men can show their nipples all fucking day and women can't show theirs. And that's bullshit. Um, oh, yes, another opportunity for him to take his shirt off.
Beautiful.
She's all right. I mean, she's good looking. She's got a nice body. I don't know about beautiful. I'd have to hear her talk and see what her mind. I'm not going to judge you just on your looks if you're a beautiful person.
AKA 20 Orker.
But
good point. Nay, totally sexist
her face wasn't, you know, doing it for me either, I must say.
Nay.
She's got kind of a whack face. Sorry. It's her she's all boobs. You know, that's her thing. She's all boobs and belly. And, you know, her 3-inch eyelashes don't help anything either. I'm just not into women like that. You know, if they have to try that hard to try to impress men, go find the men who are impressed by that sort of thing. Because it's not me. I'll just keep walking. Not interested at all. There's something wrong with you. I already know there's something wrong with you if you're wearing 3-inch eyelashes. You know, and you feel like you got to have your boobs out to there in order to feel like you are worthy. And it's too bad. You know, you shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't feel that way. Don't be so hung up on freaking appearance, ladies. It's not about that. Trust me, it's not. Spend more time learning shit. Spend more time understanding things and understanding why some people think differently than you. Figure out why they think differently than you, and then try to figure out who's right and who's wrong. And then go around and show off what you've learned a little bit. You might be surprised who you attract, you know, when people actually hear the thoughts that you have to share and you're making sense. Because life is more than a set of boobies, you know, that's for sure. Okay, so that's it for that stuff that I wanted to discuss. There were some other things. We're going to talk about climate change a little bit. Um, just I know, and we do it a lot. But bear with me here. It's going to be a short one, short and sweet, like I like them. I'm just going to find you a clip of video. Why isn't my typewriter working? This is really weird. I'm just going to type in Chinese hoax. And it came right up. Trump called climate change a Chinese hoax. There, that's what we're going to watch.
Donald thinks that climate change is a hoax perpetrated by the Chinese. I think it's real.
I do not say that.
And I think it's important that we grip this and deal with it, both at home and abroad. And here's what we can do. We can deploy a 500 million more solar panels. We can have enough clean energy to power every home. We can build a new modern electric grid. That's a lot of jobs. That's a lot of new economic activity. So I've tried to be very specific about what we can and should do, and I am determined that we're going to get the economy really moving. Jobs, that's a lot of new clean energy to power every home. And here's what we can do. We can deploy a 500 million more solar panels. We can have enough clean energy to power every home.
Really? We can deploy all the solar panels? Well, now that your boy Biden is in there, how come all the states are making it illegal to get solar on our houses and making it financially unobtainable? I don't understand how your man, your guy, Joe Biden, he's the guy that's in office right now, and every state that I know of is banning solar power or making it virtually impossible to put it on your homes and sell the energy back to the power companies. You know, you guys are in power, Hillary, and you ain't doing it. So, you know, that right there pisses me off, but
build a new modern electric grid. That's a lot of jobs. That's a lot of new economic activity. So I've tried to be very specific.
We don't get to the part where he actually calls it a hoax. He's just denying it, but he literally said it was a Chinese hoax.
Really moving.
And he lied and said he never said that.
We've made over the
He's
last
like, I never
years,
said that. What?
Going back to what got us in trouble in the first place.
Okay.
She talks about solar panels. We invested in a solar company, our country. That was a disaster. They lost plenty of money on that one. Now, look.
It's not about losing money, you idiot.
In all forms of energy, but we're putting a lot of people out of work. Our energy policies are a disaster.
And that's why he got elected president, basically right there. But here it is.
President Trump believes climate change is a hoax. We know this because he has said it.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.
Can you say whether or not the president believes that human activity is contributing to the warming of the climate?
Honestly, I haven't asked him.
Okay.
I can get back to you.
Yes or no? Does the president believe that climate change is real and that
The president of the United States, a noted and consistent peddler of conspiracy theories about everything from millions of alleged...
I don't understand why it's so hard to find the actual clip of him saying it. I saw him say it. Where's the... and then he says, calling it the Chinese virus is not racist at all. It comes from China. From hoax to pandemic, Trump's shifting rhetoric on coronavirus. Oh, he said corona was a hoax, too. Yeah, I love that. Did Donald Trump call climate change a Chinese hoax? I saw the video. Why aren't they putting it up?
It sucks here, bro, especially Los Angeles.
I saw him say it. Why is it so hard for people to just put the video up on YouTube?
Trump lied about what he said on the issue of climate change last night during the debate with Hillary Clinton. Perhaps that's unsurprising.
This fucking cut, though, huh?
Donald thinks that climate change is a hoax perpetrated by the Chinese. I think it's real.
I did not.
Being from California, it sucks here, bro, especially Los Angeles. Nicholas, I can't even imagine, bro. I used to live in California. I moved to Florida like 5 months ago. I can't even imagine what it's like to be in California right now.
There's just so much happening. Thanks for the info, Nay.
You're welcome, Nicholas.
Science is
Okay, there it is. The concept of global warming was created by and for the Chinese. Okay, the concept of global warming. But I saw him literally refer to it as a hoax. I saw him say it. I saw him say the words. Why can't we find that? Why won't they show us him saying the words?
Do not say that.
And I think it's important that we...
Dude, who are you kidding? You said it on Twitter, and get this, you still haven't even deleted it.
But no, he said it was a hoax. I saw him say it was a hoax. I saw him say the words.
Enough plausible deniability to go out there and
why
say,
can't we find the video of Trump saying it's a hoax? I saw him say it.
Delete it. It's still there today, right now.
Wow,
it's still floating around the internet.
Yeah, Kyle. What kind of reporting is this, dude? You didn't even go find the video of him actually saying the words. No, he didn't. Wow. Yeah. Now I guess you see why I don't watch his ass anymore. Best lines on climate.
I think I know more about the environment than most people. Gonna have clean coal, really clean coal.
I don't think science knows, actually.
A windmill will kill many bald eagles. So Obama's talking about all of this with the global warming and that. A lot of it's a hoax. It's a hoax. I mean, it's a money-making industry, okay?
There it is. Finally, I saw him say it, and that was it. Climate change is a hoax. He literally said it. Why couldn't Kyle Kulinski just go look this video up and show his audience of millions of people? Literally, I have 15 people watching today, and I went out of my way to find this piece of video for you guys, just so you could see it from his mouth yourselves. Now, there's the ex-president of the United States, our dear leader, telling you that climate change is a hoax. Okay? He's literally saying it. And if you wanna deny it, I'll play it for you again. There it is.
All of this with the global warming and that. A lot of it's a hoax. It's a hoax.
Yeah, it's a hoax. Global warming is a hoax. A lot of that is a hoax. So let's just do a little something here. I don't know. Maybe my phone. Right? Might be the last couple of pictures I took. My phone doesn't want to work all of a sudden. Hey, you guys, everybody, I want you all to know something. Climate change is a hoax. Global warming is a hoax. 124 degrees. 109 degrees. How do those temperatures strike you? That's in the United States, by the way. Those are United States temperature records being broken every year. And some of these temperatures were broken by 4 degrees, like Sacramento. 4 degrees hotter than it's ever been before. So once again, I think it's very important before you vote for this fucking dumb cunt of a man, okay, before you vote for him, I think you should listen to him lie to you some more that, hey man, this whole climate thing, it's a hoax. And you should think to yourselves, is this the guy you really want to be leading the country for 4 more years? Think about it. Is it hot outside? You think it's freaking...
So Obama's talking about all of this with the global warming and that. A lot of it's a hoax. It's a hoax. I mean, it's...
Yeah? Hoax? Doesn't look like a hoax, does it? Suddenly it does not appear to be a hoax. But you can't see the numbers, but there you go. Not a hoax. So all of you folks who thought it was a hoax, y'all are going to be the ones jokesin' while we jokesin' about you. If you didn't prepare for this, if you don't have your air conditioning ready, if you don't have the access to to get out of this heat. And you've had the last 5 years, 10 years of watching me on this show to prepare for this. Because when he said this was like 8 years ago or something. This was like when Obama was, he's talking about Obama. That was a long time ago, years ago. So 6 years ago, right? At least. I've been telling you for more than 6 years that this is a fucking bold-faced lie. You should be watching me. You should be getting ready for what's coming. I literally packed up my shit. I moved from California to Florida because I know what's coming to California. It's not just the heat. It's the fires, man. They can't stop them. So you guys might want to consider, actually doing something about your own personal situation besides just sitting there and laughing and having a good time and everything's all fun and games right now until what this motherfucker was lying to you about comes true, because I warned you about it. And you can decide to go vote for this moron and listen to idiots like this your whole life. I don't care. Go ahead. Or you could listen to someone like me that's going to tell you the truth and try to save your lives. You got your air set at 50 right now. Nicholas is at 50. Doesn't see. I don't think your air conditioning's working if you've got it set at 50. Got my air set at 50. Ours is set at 74.
Plus 131998.
It's going to be 111 today, Nicholas.
It's going to be 111 today.
Where are you, Nicholas?
Sean, aka Trendy Orker. Nay is the truth.
Thank you, Sean. Let's see what else he had to say about climate.
It's a money-making industry, okay?
What do you think the world should be doing about climate change, and do you still harbor that skepticism?
I feel that the United States has tremendous wealth.
Ontario.
If we ignore that science and sort of put our head in the sand and think it's all about vegetation.
Tremendous wealth.
If we ignore
States has feel that the United States has tremendous wealth.
If we ignore that science and sort of put our head in the sand and think it's all about vegetation management, we're not going to succeed together protecting Californians.
Okay, it'll start getting cooler.
I wish you in Californians.
Okay, it'll start getting cooler. Okay, it'll start getting cooler. It'll start getting cooler. It'll start getting cooler. It'll start getting cooler.
Nicholas,
I wish
it'll start getting cooler. 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 It'll start getting cooler.
It's going to start getting cooler because Donald Trump said it will. And if you support this guy, you are a cunt. Just so you know, if you support this guy, you're a cunt. And if you support the other guy, you're a cunt too. Just so you know. There's no way. You're not going to be able to weasel your way through this. It's either this moron or war.
Garden.
What do you want? You want the war? You want to go kill a bunch of people in another country and spend all our money over there? You want to deny climate? These are the leaders, man. These are your choices. Choose wisely.
I wish
you just
such
watch.
A joke.
I wish science agreed with you.
I think something's happening. Something's changing.
You know what the guy said to him? I wish science agreed with you. Yeah, it'll get cooler. I wish science agreed with you. What a great response.
It'll change back again. I think something's happening. You just watch.
I wish science agreed with you.
I don't care. I'm a billionaire. I don't care. I'm a billionaire. I've got all the money in the world. What do I care if you guys die in the heat? I got all the air conditioning I need in my Range Rover.
I think something's happening, something's changing, and it'll change back again. You'd have to show me the scientists because they have a very big political agenda. Our numbers are very, very good. Our environmental numbers, our water numbers, our numbers on air are tremendous. I'm a big believer in the environment. The number one environment.
Our numbers on air are tremendous. You support this man, you're a fool. And you guys can make a clip of that and put it on the internet everywhere. If you support this guy, you're a fool. He's laughing at your moronic asses. God, you guys, did you forget how stupid this man was?
President
since Teddy Roosevelt. Who would have thought? Trump is the great environmentalist. You hear that, Ed? You hear that?
I'm an environmentalist. A lot of people don't understand that. I have done more environmental impact statements probably than anybody, more than anybody that's ever been president or vice president or anything even close to president.
My administration
lies.
is putting an end to the war on coal. We're going to have clean coal, really clean coal. We want the cleanest air. We want crystal clean water. We have the cleanest water. It's crystal clean. And I always say I want crystal clean water and air. Clean air, clean water. But if we're clean, but every other place on earth is dirty, that's not so good. New Green Deal or whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah.
Green New Deal.
Yeah. Mr. Clean Coal, Clean Water, Clean Air. And now he's mocking the Green New Deal, which is attempting to, fix all of that. Of course, they're not going to be able to. But, the point is the sentiment is correct. And he sits here and acts like the sentiment isn't correct. I'll agree with him. The Green New Deal isn't going to fix anything. It's just his heart is in the wrong. He doesn't even have a heart. This man is heartless.
That's not so good. Rather have yellow dagdon mev shave yellow dagger on menistoners. Of we're clean and everywhere roast isn't.
Yeah, whatever. Rather, you're blocked.
Rather have yellow
come up with another fucking name, you fucking idiot.
Everywhere else.
Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares what you have to say. Go figure out a regular name, you moron.
Green New Deal. I encourage
Fuck
it.
off.
I think it's really something
fucking little troll
that they should promote. It sounds like a high school term paper that got a low mark.
Greta Thunberg,
Oh, that's right.
who you had said needs to work on her anger. She had some very harsh words.
I didn't
about
say anger. I said anger management.
Yes. You talk about clean
How
air.
old is she?
She's 17 now.
Oh.
Yes.
That's good.
But what is your response to her?
She beat me out on Time Magazine.
But did you hear from?
Did you hear what he said? She beat me out on Time Magazine. He's jealous of a 17-year-old girl getting the cover of Time Magazine because he didn't. God, this is your leader, folks. Some of you guys that support Trump, this is your leader. He's distraught over a 17-year-old girl being on the cover of Time because his fat, ugly mug wasn't.
No planes, no energy. When the wind stops blowing, that's the end of your election.
Hey, dude, go fuck off.
Darling.
Nobody cares what you have to
Darling,
say.
is the wind
Fuck
blowing
off.
today? I'd like to watch
You're fucking
television,
blocked.
darling.
I'm not going to lose that well.
Nobody fucking cares what you have to say. I'm just going to turn off my fucking chat so I don't have to listen to your bullshit. What do you think about that, dumbass?
And they say the noise causes cancer. You told me that one.
Huh?
What? The thing makes
What? Now your shit's turned off, so I don't have to hear your ass anymore.
Even though it
Go
kills
fuck
all
off.
the birds.
And every time you come in with a long name, I'll block you before I even see what you have to say.
Go
Fuck
under
off.
a windmill sometime. And of course, it's like
Fucking
a graveyard for birds. If you love birds, you'd never want to.
Thanks,
walk under
YouTube,
a
for giving me
windmill
all the
because
tools
it's
I need
sad,
to put on a
sad,
great
like a
podcast
cemetery
for
with
my
one little-
YouTube audience. Fuck you,
Put a
YouTube.
little statue
Fucking
for the
cunts.
poor birds. We'll have an economy based on wind. I never understood wind. I know windmills very much. I've studied it better than anybody. I know it's very expensive.
Petulant. There's a million words to describe Trump. But one of my favorites is dumb cunt. I like to just call him dumb cunt. And anybody that says, you're speaking about my president. Yeah, I just called your president a dumb cunt. And you're a dumb cunt too. How about that? All right, that's how I feel. And if you're going to come in here and try to defend this guy, you're an idiot. You're an idiot because I just showed everybody how fucking stupid he is. And then you come in and defend him. Now everyone goes, wow, you're stupid too. Because you defend that moron that we just saw how stupid he was. Everybody could see how fucking stupid he was. But yeah, it's a big hoax, and temperature soared by 30 degrees Celsius in Antarctica. Oh yeah, great. Oh, fuck off, you fucking dumb cunt. Guy comes in with a short name and he doesn't think I'm going to figure out it's the same guy. Isn't that funny? Yeah, whatever. Any of my actual audience members want to participate in the chat, feel free. I won't block you. Nicholas is like, good stuff. Well, it's the truth, and that's what you're going to get here. Some people are worried that, you know, I'm going to be so truthful that I might actually save some lives. First ever red extreme heat warning issued in UK as Europe hit by heat wave. Yeah, great. That was a month ago. These are month-old fucking videos, and they're all saying what we're facing today was coming, and sure enough, it's come, and we're here. Was that the Daily Show? Yeah, I can't show you the Daily Show, so fuck off, Trevor Noah. You're a cunt, too. You know, fuck you, Jon Stewart. Fuck you, Trevor Noah. You're both fucking dumb cunts because you don't allow me to run your shit on YouTube to show more people. Not everybody can afford HBO Plus or wherever the fuck you, Apple TV, or whatever the fuck charge services you guys run your shows on. So put it on YouTube and then let people like me distribute it around so everybody else gets to see it too, you morons. I thought the message was more important than you making money in your fucking pockets that are always stuffed with cash. God. I got matching yellow towels on my chair now. So these are old videos about heat. Nothing new. This is so funny. 1 month ago, 6 days ago, Greenland ice melt will raise sea levels by nearly a foot, study says. Yeah, when's that foot going to go up, I wonder? Average fall temperatures are warming across the nation. Study shows zombie ice from Greenland raising sea levels. That was 4 days ago. Wow. Tucker Carlson tries to debunk global warming. When is this? 5 days ago? Okay, it's the Young Turks. Now, I can't stand the Young Turks. But I want to see the Tucker Carlson climate change without watching the Young Turks. So let me see if I can find that. One year ago, 11 months ago, 2 years ago, 5 days ago. 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 days ago. Why climate change has run its course. I found it. Oh my God. Oh my God.
The campaign against global warming seems to have gone bust. It started as an effort to protect the environment. It is not that anymore. UC Berkeley visiting scholar Stephen Hayward just wrote a piece in the Wall Street Journal detailing how the movement has been hijacked by obsessions with race and gender. Worries about carbon and rising sea levels have turned into speeches about fighting misogyny and so-called climate justice, whatever that is. Stephen Hayward joins us tonight to explain. Professor, thanks for coming on.
Oh, thank you, Tucker. Isn't it amazing how everything seems to get reduced to race and justice these days?
Well, yeah, but it's especially amazing when topics that have no conceivable connection to race and
Whoa. Climate change definitely has something to do with race and all of these things, because when it gets hot out, do you know the first people to be affected to start dying from it are black people that don't have as much money as white people. But, you know, these two white guys don't want to tell you those facts, and those are the facts. Yeah, climate definitely does discriminate, you know, and it's the poor people that suffer. Hey, man, we got 3 air conditionings on this house. Do you know that there's people that live with no air conditionings at all that can't afford it? You know, so don't fucking tell me that poor people aren't adversely affected by climate, you motherfuckers. You know, this is just bullshit right here. You're getting it from the horse's mouth. I'm going to give you the straight facts. We'll listen to everything these guys say, man, and I will fucking rip them apart. That what they just said was a straight fucking lie. Yes, poor people and black people are affected much worse and faster by climate. That's just provable. Because air condition and money, you fucking idiots. Wow.
Get pulled in. How did that happen?
Well, I mean, the whole point of the article was fairly simple.
You know, if he says how it happened, they would get to the truth. So there's no way they're going to say how it happened. Because if they say how it happened, they'd say, well, scientists looked at the fact that people that are poor and black communities suffer faster, you know, and quicker than the rich, white, wealthy communities that all have air conditionings and fucking power, you know, beefed up power grid and all that shit. Oh, and in addition, all those people with high-speed internet and access to the internet, the rich people, you know, they get the warnings about the weather, what's coming. They can prepare. And all the poor people out in the street, they don't have internet. They don't have smartphones. They have no idea. You know, there's all kinds of levels to this. I just named a couple. But for these morons to not have an expert on to explain this to them proves to you that these guys are not telling you the truth. They're spinning a narrative for their fucking grandmaster over there at fucking Fox News. Grandmaster Dragon.
Go through these long wave cycles. There's lots of early interest. The press gets onto it. Flurry of political activity.
I got to smoke.
Are made. Then
I'm worked up.
Having consideration of trade-offs, and that's been
bottom of the hour. No longer going to get
for several years now.
I just want to spit on these people right now. I want to spit on them.
As I call
God, right in the middle of his face.
And so now
just watch it run down the middle of his face.
Including in the Paris Climate
I want to spit. Yeah, right on his fucking face.
Justice.
Fucking piece of shit. Human garbage.
As the cliche goes,
like, he literally looks like a pile of human shit.
And public opinion.
He looks like a pile of shit.
Europe show declining public interest in the whole darn thing.
Well, it's a boutique issue for rich people, obviously, but it's also a little confusing. I mean, even if you think that climate justice is real, or even if you can explain what it is, I've never met anyone who can, or if you think that gender equality is an important part of this, what does that have to do with science? That's not science, is it?
No, not at all. I mean, and that was one of the things I said in the article is look, I'm not questioning any of what is called the consensus about climate science. Right. I'm just saying as a political and policy matter, this has run its course. And my goodness, you ought to see my Twitter feed blow up yesterday and today. Apparently, it's not enough to call someone a climate denier anymore when you dissent.
Dude, Fox News is running climate destruction video next to this guy as he spouts his bullshit. They're literally showing the fires burning out of control all around the world while he's saying, oh, it's rounding the corner. Yeah, it's starting to cool down again. What?
To call someone a climate denier anymore when you dissent from climate orthodoxy. I'm getting called a white male supremacist, which is a really a good sign that you've run out of arguments about the issue.
A white male supremacist? What? No, you're a white supremacist, dude. That's what you are. If you say that climate doesn't adversely affect black people, you're a fucking white supremacist because you're a fucking liar about their condition. That makes you a white supremacist. You want them to suffer. You're encouraging the suffering of millions of black people all around the world. You're a fucking piece of shit. And whoever excreted you out should fucking scrape you off the bottom of their shoe and throw you in a fucking dumpster and set the dumpster on fire.
Well, yeah, I mean, that doesn't even approach being an argument. It's a primal scream. Wait, you're at Berkeley. How are you allowed to say this?
At some point, are you going to name one fact to back up anything that you're claiming right now? Are you going to name one fact? Or are you going to say one thing to sustain any of this bullshit? Because so far, they haven't said anything. I'll go back and I'll watch this whole video all over again with you guys. I'll watch this whole video with you guys and prove to you that they haven't said a single fact to back up anything that they claim. They claim that climate change doesn't discriminate. That affects everybody the same, and it's not a gender or a race issue. That it affects everybody. Everybody feels the heat. Everybody feels the heat.
What are you doing there? And good for you for being there, by the way.
Listen, my mom, right, we got a 4-car garage, right? It's cooled by fans. So when we leave our triple air-conditioned home to go get in mom's Lexus or my fucking big-ass, badass truck that's in, we don't even feel the outside heat because we're in a cooled-off garage with fans. It's nice. We don't ever feel the fucking heat. You know, there's so many levels to this. And if these guys wanted to have an actual conversation about it, I'd be more than happy to educate them on their racism. Look at them laughing about it.
I'm like that civil
literally black people are in their homes dying of heat stroke. And this fucking chuckle bucket over here. Look at this fucking oh, look at the laugh he's having. Let's watch Chuckle Bucket fucking knock off a few chuckles.
Oh, good for you for being there, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so funny.
Good for you for being there, by the way.
Oh, yeah, so funny.
Being there, by the way.
Like a little baby being tickled.
By the way.
Yeah, like.
By the way. Being there, by the way. For being there, by the way. For being there, by the way.
Hey, African Americans that support Donald Trump and Fox News, these people are laughing at you. I just want you to know that. These rich white fuckers are looking at you and laughing at you while you die in the heat. They're laughing at you. You know why? Because they know you're not listening. You're not going to listen hard enough to hear what they're fucking saying. You're not paying attention. And if you watch my show, I might fucking snap you out of that shit. YouTube doesn't want you to get fucking snapped out of it. I recommend you watch this show and you start getting snapped the fuck out of this bullshit. You know how many millions of people watch this garbage and believe it? Millions of people. Millions. I need another bong rip.
Well, yeah,
with another bong.
I'm like that Civil War era general who said I like the fight surrounded. I think that might have been General Custer, though. I'm not sure.
Now he's laughing like a tickled little baby. Oh, my short little baby arm there.
Be encouraged by a little bit. One is that we ought to make a distinction in all our universities these days between old-fashioned liberals who've dominated universities for decades. That's not a new story. Right. But increasingly, the
still got nothing to do with poor people or adversely affected by climate change. You haven't addressed it yet. Now what are you talking about? You're talking about, oh, liberals have been in schools with their school agenda. What?
Being dominated by a much more radical progressive left that, as we know, often turn to violence to get their way. And a lot of the old-fashioned liberals understand that this is a crisis for the universities. And a lot of them are starting to say, and this here, I think you want to give props to the administration and many academics at Berkeley who said, we have a problem and we need to have some more conservative voices on our faculty and on our campus. And so they reached out to me a couple of years ago and invited me to come, and I'm glad to be there. I'm having a great time.
His voice trembled a little bit when he said that. I'm having a great time. Like a little goat. Like a little sheep.
Get along with most of the liberals on the campus just fine, and the radicals won't engage me at all.
Well, I think that's important to make the distinction. I mean, if
and still, none of that had anything to do with poor people or black people being adversely affected by climate change. Let's go back to the beginning.
The campaign
because that was the end.
Seems to have gone bust. It started as an effort to protect the environment. It is not that anymore. UC Berkeley visiting scholar Stephen Hayward just wrote a piece in the Wall Street Journal detailing how the movement has been hijacked by obsessions with race and gender. Worries about carbon and rising sea levels have turned into speeches about fighting misogyny and so-called climate justice, whatever that is. Stephen Hayward joins us tonight to explain.
Give me a fact.
Thanks for coming on.
So defend what you just said.
Oh, thank you, Tucker. Isn't it amazing how everything seems to get reduced to race and justice these days?
Okay, that doesn't defend anything.
But it's especially amazing.
That's what you already said.
That have no conceivable connection to race and gender.
You've already said that. You're just repeating what you said before. Keep going. Keep going.
Well, I mean, the whole point of the article was fairly simple. Most issues go through these long wave cycles. There's lots of early interest. The press gets onto it. Flurry of political activity, some policies are made, then we start having consideration of trade-offs. And that's been going on with global warming for several years now. It's really expensive to do what a lot of the climatistas, as I call them, want us to do. And so now that you're seeing more and more expressions, including in the Paris Climate Accord, that we need to consider gender equality and climate justice, that's a sign that the issue has, as the cliche goes, jumped the shark. And no, it's kind of at the end of its string. And public opinion...
Okay, you said that already. Everything you just said, you're repeating, you're just saying it a different way, but you're not saying why what you're saying is what you claim to say is true. You're not saying why it's true. You're not saying why climate has nothing to do with gender. You're not saying why climate has nothing to do with disparity, with the poor, with black people, with people who don't have as much money as white people. You're not saying anything about that. You're not backing it up at all. And we're already a minute and a half into this, and they haven't even said anything yet. They're just repeating the title different ways.
It's here and in Europe show declining public interest in the whole darn thing.
Well, it's a boutique issue for rich people, obviously, but it's also a little confusing. I mean,
so now you're just talking about the level of interest people have in what you're still refusing to talk about. Okay, now we're a full minute and a half in, and they still haven't addressed the actual title of this video. It says, why climate change has run its course. That's what it says. Look, why climate change has run its course. They're not addressing it at all.
Even if you think that climate justice is real, or even if you can explain what it is, I've never met anyone who can, or if you think that gender equality is an important part of this, what does that have to do with science? That's not science, is it?
No, not at all. I mean, and that was one of the things I said in the article.
Now, as far as gender equality goes with climate, I would love for them to demonstrate in the real world where people are talking about this, because I don't know what they're talking about. And they're doing a disservice by keep bringing up the gender issue and not saying how it was related to climate at all. They're not saying at all. They're not saying what they read, what they saw, what anyone else said. It's almost as if they're just pretending that people are trying to chain climate to gender. Now, it wouldn't surprise me. I'm sure there is some sort of a correlation. I'm not aware of that yet. And if someone wants to make me aware of that, I'd love to hear it. But at the same time, they're not telling anybody about it either. They're not explaining it at all. You guys see what's going on here, right? This is just, they're going by, they're hoping that you're going to look at the title and be convinced by the title. Climate change has run its course. Vote for Trump. But are you looking over on the right side of the screen at all the smog and all the fires and all the fucking climate change going on? Well, it's so funny. It's like Tucker Carlson didn't realize they were going to run climate change footage behind them while they were denying climate change. You know?
Look, I'm not questioning any of what is called the consensus about climate science. Right. I'm just saying as a political and policy matter, this has run its course. And my goodness, you ought to see my Twitter feed blow up yesterday and today. Apparently, it's not enough to call someone a climate denier anymore when you dissent from climate orthodoxy. I'm getting called a white male supremacist, which is really a good sign that you've run out of arguments about the issue itself.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't even...
Can you guys offer one single argument about the issue itself? Can you give me one argument, one point? A single point. You've spoken for 2 minutes and 15 seconds and not given me a single point to back up how gender and race has been tied in to climate change and watered down the entire issue. making it impossible for you guys to weed through it all so that we can address it. So you're just so confused. Now, can you give me a point? Can you name a person? Can you give me a sentence? Can you show me a pamphlet or a meme? Anything. Where are you getting this from, you know?
Being an argument, it's a primal scream. Wait, you're at Berkeley. How were you allowed to say this at Berkeley? What are you doing there? And good for you for being there, by the way.
Well, yeah, I'm like that Civil War era general who said I'd like to found.
Yeah, it's so funny. He's going to literally say how the left has been taking over education and taking over the narrative. And meanwhile, he's congratulating him on being a Republican that now has a speakership at fucking most lefty-leaning fucking college in the United States, Berkeley. How funny is that? How funny is that? He works at Berkeley, and they're saying that the left doesn't let them speak, and he speaks at Berkeley. What? Chat? Anyone in the chat? Anyone in the chat? You guys catching on to this? Let me know in the chat if you caught that. All right? Let me know. Please let me know in the chat that you caught what I just told you.
Around it. I think that might have been General Custer, though. I'm not sure. Look, two things that you and your audience should know and maybe be encouraged by a little bit. One is that we ought to make a distinction in all our universities these days between old-fashioned liberals who've dominated universities for decades.
There it is.
That's not a new story.
Yeah, old-fashioned liberals have dominated colleges for decades. Dude, you are a speaker at fucking Berkeley. Are you guys catching this? Do you see the hypocrisy and the moronic statements these guys are making? Oh, the left doesn't let us speak. They silence us. He's a speaker at Berkeley. They're laughing about it. While he says that liberals have dominated.
One is that we ought to make a distinction in all our universities these days between old-fashioned liberals who've dominated universities for decades. That's not a new story.
Dominated universities.
But increasingly, the universities are being dominated by a much more radical, progressive left.
Recently, it's funny because recently you became a speaker at Berkeley. What the fuck are you talking about? You have the counter narrative, bro. You could bring it every day. You can have a new guest in your class every day. You could bring Tucker Carlson in. Don't give me your bullshit. Yes, it's not pathetic because they're fooling motherfuckers out there. You guys, a lot of you don't pay attention. I could tell a lot of you don't pay attention because the lack of chat that I get when I do a segment like this, and the chat just stagnates. And it's like you guys aren't paying attention or you tune out. Tell me in the chat, do you tune out when we do segments like this? Just you tell me, I'm not going to be mad at you. I fucking know you do. Because you guys don't chat back and say, oh my God, Nay, you totally nailed this shit. I was listening to what he said and blah, blah, blah. And then you said that and blah, blah. You guys don't do nothing like that. You don't participate. It leads me to believe that you guys just totally tune out. And that's cool that you tune out. But, let me know. Because I think it's really important that people understand when motherfucking cunts like this are lying to them about, oh, the left has silenced us, we can't speak. And this guy just congratulated that guy for his speakership at Berkeley, at San Francisco College, Berkeley, the leftiest leaning, liberal, Democrat, fucking riddled college you're going to find anywhere in the world. Berkeley. It doesn't get any lefty than that. He works there. He congratulated him on working there at Berkeley. While he says that the left dominates the colleges, dominates the, what's he say? Whatever the fuck. Not colleges.
As we know, often turn to violence to get their way. And a lot of the old-fashioned liberals understand that this is a crisis for the universities. And a lot of them are starting to say, and this is here, I think you want to give props to the administration and many academics at Berkeley who said,
what's a crisis?
We have a problem and we need to have some more conservative voices on our faculty and on our campus. And so they reached out to me a couple years ago and invited me to.
Oh, so he's been working there for a couple years. This isn't recent. He's been working there for a couple of years. And he says that they've been dominating. Oh, no, they're dominating. Well, dude, they asked you in. They said we want some fucking right-wingers in here so our lefty students can see how fucking stupid you motherfuckers are. Guys are smart, man. Them guys at Berkeley are conniving, smart motherfuckers. You know, they pulled in one of the dumbest stumps they could have when they found this guy and said, yeah, man, we need a Republican in here. You got to let everybody hear the Republican side of things. And then they get this pile of human feces, you know? And he comes in there and, God, doesn't he look like a pile of poop? He looks like a poop emoji. He looks like a poop emoji. That's where I've seen his face before. I knew it, man. I was like, there's something about him. He's a poop emoji.
And I'm glad to be there. I'm having a great time. And I get along with most of the liberals on the campus just fine, and the radicals won't engage me.
Huh. Wow, you get along with most of the liberals? That's funny. The liberals and the Republicans all getting along. But let's see what he says about the radical leftists.
At all.
Well, I think that's important to make the distinction. I mean, if
the campus just fine, and the radicals won't engage me at all.
Of course they won't. Because you're not worth their time, man. They're engaging the fucking lunatic left right now, trying to fucking win them over. So, you know, they don't have time to waste on a moron like you. And I love that he said that. The radicals won't even address me. They fucking ignore him. And look at him with that stupid fucking grin on his face. And they addressed none of the issue, which of course will go back to the issue, which is now they claim that the left is saying that climate change is now only a black and gender issue or something like that, which of course I don't know who's saying that. I don't know who he's talking about. I'm very in tune to the whole climate thing. I just have yet to see Bonnie's Cafe. Hello. Nicholas says it's the blob. Noopy, what's up, Noopy? Good poop emoji, Noopy. Good poopy, Noopy. What can I say? It's a good poopy, Noopy. Poop emoji. Yes. Everyone put a poop emoji in the chat, please. Ron DeSantis, Biden is the American Nero shorts. Huh. Should we see that? How do we watch that?
Well, I thought it was one of the most disgusting speeches an American president has ever given. He ran as being a unifier, and he's basically saying to the vast majority of the country that disapproves of him that they're effectively a threat to the republic. He dodders, he lashes out, but at the end of the day, his policies are why there's so much opposition to him. He came.
See, this is the problem. This is the problem with this right here. This is the problem. He actually made a valid point. And that's a fucking problem. He did make a valid point. You know, Joe Biden taking on the term MAGA Republicans and using it the way he's doing, man, all he's going to do is bring Republicans together against him. That's all he's doing. You know, he's name calling like a little fucking kid. MAGA Republicans. Really, Joe, President of the United States? You've come up with a name to call people you don't like, and you're gonna sling it around like you're in some fucking schoolyard calling somebody a poopy face? Huh. Big Joe. Joe Biden, stand-up guy, President of the United States, referring to a whole sect of people, millions of Americans. There's millions of these people that fall under that category. And let's just say what the category is. They're Americans that would vote for Donald Trump for president of the United States. There's millions of those people. So for him to group them up like that, that's like Hitler grouping up the Jews. What's the difference? They're what did he say about them? They're a detriment to society and they're ruining democracy and blah, blah, blah. Hey, man, Ron DeSantis actually makes a point. And let me tell you something. That's how he's going to become president of the United States, guys. Don't let it happen. Don't let him fool you with his little sugar that he gives you. He's giving you a little sugar. You know, of course, yeah, we're going to all agree with what he said about Joe Biden. It's true. He shouldn't have said MAGA Republicans. He's a fucking idiot for even mentioning Republicans in a speech at all. He shouldn't even mention them. He should just be positive and talk about the good that the Democrats are doing. Focus on his administration and all of their achievements and all the people they've murdered in their precious war in the Ukraine. You know, they should focus on that shit. But no, he had to stoop down to the fucking lowest level, his level. And with his stupid fucking mudslinging term, MAGA Republicans, and boy, oh boy, now he's giving Ron DeSantis a nice chunk of red meat, and his base is going to eat it up. Because listen, if you used to support Donald Trump and you're like, but then you saw this guy and you're like, yeah, you just lost another voter, Joe Biden. You just lost another fucking voter. Because someone that voted for Trump could have voted Democrat, but now this guy's making more sense than you are. So when you go out and you say MAGA Republicans, you're not making sense. When you say, hey, man, he grouped a whole bunch of people and made them look bad, and that's unhealthy and that's separatist, that makes him look good. That's a point for DeSantis and a point against fucking Biden. And that's just the facts, people. And that's all you're going to get here. I'm just going to give you the facts. I'm not fucking slanted or weighted against Biden over DeSantis, DeSantis over Biden. I hate both of them fucking equally. I fucking can't stand them. Okay? I told my mom, I was like, listen, Mom, when Joe Biden got up on that stage and saw it was all red lit behind him, he should have been like, hey, man, you know, that's a little Nazi-esque looking. So let's tone down the red lighting behind me. Can we do that? My mom's like, he's the president of the United States. He doesn't decide what kind of lights get turned on behind him. I go, Mom, he's the president of the United States. He gets to decide everything. And the fact was, he's too out of it to realize about the fucking color of the lightings behind him. That's the last thing that old man's gonna fucking notice. He's not a fucking leader anymore. He's a failing old man. You know, and somebody younger, you know, with more wits about them would have looked at that stage and said, you know, the cameras are going to be zoomed in on me. All they're going to see is like red fiery light behind me. It's going to make me look like fucking Satan. So let's switch that up. And by the way, who's the fucking dumb cunt that decided to light this stage this way? Okay, you're fucking fired! That's all. That's what a fucking president would do. But this guy doesn't have anything left. He's got no faculties left. That was his stage. That was his speech. It was his ultimate responsibility to look at that lighting and say, that's off, man. That's fucking off. That's Nazi-esque. I'm not going to do that shit. All red lighting behind the fucking president. And as he's attacking MAGA Republicans, you know, throwing that term out there, I'm not going to take that bait. Oh, I'm not taking that bait. No, he's not going to separate me from people that support Donald Trump. Hey, look, stop supporting Donald Trump. And I won't call you a MAGA Republican, okay? Just fucking stop. And I've given you plenty of reasons to not support that fucking dumb cunt. Including calling you a fucking dumb cunt for doing it. I don't know what else you guys need, man. You don't want me calling you a cunt. We got to be friends. Yeah, I won't support Joe Biden. You won't support fucking Donald fucking cunt. And, you know, we'll all get along. But anyway, I know it's fucked up, but I only bring you the truth here. And Ron DeSantis did say something that made sense. I would never say support this fucking dumb cunt. I'd say spit on him. Never support him. Never do anything to promote him at all. What I'm about to do should only be done by a trained professional such as myself. I'm just showing you some truth here, and I'm going to show it to you again. And I know it's fucked up, but I'm going to call him out on his bullshit.
I thought it was
and I'm going to let you know when he actually did say something correct.
Has ever given. He ran
as
being a unifier, and he's basically saying to the vast majority of the country that disapproves
yes, I just
of
spoke
him, that they're effectively a threat to the republic. He dodders, he lashes out, but at the end of the day, his policies are why there's so much opposition to him. He came in and he opened the border, and we've seen what a disaster that's been. He kneecapped American energy. We've seen how that's hurt millions and millions of people across our country. They've inflated the currency. We have one of the worst inflations we've had in over 40 years. So of course, people are going to be upset at all the wreckage that he's left in his wake. He is the American Nero. He's a failed leader, and I think that he is doing this because he's trying to energize his base to fend off a real butt whipping this November. Well,
wow.
I thought it was one of the...
He said butt whipping. Okay, so almost every point he made was factually correct. You know, Biden's got his hands full with this motherfucker. And let me tell you something. So does Donald Trump. Donald Trump, you better look the fuck out, because this motherfucker's going to railroad your dumbass that doesn't make any sense at all. And let me tell you something else. If this fucking dumb cunt starts fucking rallying around like Trump does, it's going to be over for Trump before it even started. Trump's going to be begging to be his vice president. You know, it's going to be a DeSantis Trump ticket. I see this coming, bro. And DeSantis isn't going to want to be vice president, you know, because Trump's a fucking idiot. All he does is make bad decisions. This guy's a fucking lawyer. You know, he knows the law. He understands fucking legislation and all that shit. He's the most dangerous thing this country has ever seen. You need to understand that. I know you could cut parts out from this video and make it sound like I love Ron DeSantis. That would be hilarious. And some dumb cunt should go out there and actually make that video and try to make me look bad. I would love that. Anyway, what I'm saying is he's saying all the right things. He's hitting all the right notes. While Donald Trump is out there, you know, still with that footage of him saying that global warming is a hoax. And we just played that piece of video. Kyle Kulinski couldn't even go source out that piece of video for you. I did it while I was live. I did it while I was live on the internet. I found that video and I showed you Donald Trump literally saying that global warming is a hoax. Those were his words. We got the video. It's on this video. So it's up there now for everybody to find. What's the title of this video? I can't remember. So I can't remember what the title of this video was. But whatever this video is, what is today? The 5th? Remember today's date. It's September 5th, 2022, the morning show. That's the video that's got the Trump footage on it that will always be on this video. Even if they take it off of YouTube, it'll still be here. Hottest temps on record, and Trump said, "This is all a hoax." Thank you, Surrounded by Keith. Excellent title. Excellent title. Excellent title. Wow. You know, I like when I get them right. I got that one right, so let's smoke to that. No law regarding cannabis. We'll call this one top of the hour, okay? Cheers. Had to cool down off of that one. All right, politics. Hi, I enjoyed this discussion so much I decided to make a YouTube account for once and engage in conversation. Politics. Surrounded by Keith. Oops, 3 mins. Okay. Only natural above all. Hey, what do y'all think of Young Grippa 5'9", the Rippa verse? I don't know what you're talking about, politics. You're going to have to tell us. Bonnie's Cafe. Awesome, Polly. Only natural law above all. I don't understand that either. You're going to have to explain that to me. How about bud prices in LA? 80 to 120 Medman pros. What? Prices. Oh, how about 80 to $120? What is that for a quarter, Nicholas? Where are my manners? Cheers. I made this. Cheers. Okay, I'll explain. Hold on. Okay, politics. It's 7:10. It's time to smoke. No law regarding cannabis, everybody. Cheers. These smoke rings are for you. These smoke rings are for you. For an eighth? Oh, no. Unacceptable. Eighths are $50. How the fuck is this 80 to 120? No. This is what they were going to do to you all along. So I saw this one coming. And I'll say it again. No law regarding cannabis. All right? Happy 710. I'll smoke to that. Fuck LA prices on a fucking eighth. I'm calling my friend Rob right now. I can't believe that shit. Maybe we can add him. Everybody please at Rob Mulligan on Facebook in the chat. At Robert Mulligan or at Rob Mulligan. Try it. See if he shows up. Or try at Cyberpunk Uncensored. If you guys would try that one too. Let's get him in here. Cheers. Nobody holds the hits in anymore, Palsy. Whoa. It's getting so hot in here. Here we go. I'm glad I'm wearing a bathing suit. For some reason, I decided to wear a bathing suit. And dude, great choice. It's really getting hot. Hot. I'm glad I got the blinds down. Glad I'm wearing this bathing suit, man. Oh my goodness gracious. It's like a wind tunnel to my balls. Oh yes, he went there. Oh yes. So let's see what else. That was an interesting little thing we just saw. $9 hours ago. Fucking Lark just bought some Bitcoin, man. I love it.
I did it again. I bought some more Bitcoin. It reminds me of that old saying: you either buy Bitcoin during the bear market, or you live long enough to see Bitcoin go down. They're stuck in cash. Batman. Pretty sure that was the saying, something like that. Maybe I'm paraphrasing slightly. But I did buy some more Bitcoin. I want to explain my reasoning behind that in this video. I also want to take a look at the dollar index, which is going crazy once again. Look at Bitcoin, which has been pretty damn boring recently, but also reminds me of some previous charts I'm going to discuss.
You guys, is the fan noise bothering you?
My name's Lark. I make videos on investing. If you like that topic, make sure to subscribe to the channel.
I can probably cut that out.
Video, and hey, let's get into it. And let's start off by looking at the dollar index. The dollar index today whacked up to another new 20-year high, a little bit over the 110 mark. Now, the RSI does still remain in a downtrend here. We haven't actually had a breakout beyond the downtrend line so far. We're kind of staying within that scope of price action, but it is still showing a lot of strength, certainty in global markets right now. Focus their energy away from risk towards the value of the dollar right now, at least in the short term. But I did buy some more Bitcoin. Did you? Have you been buying Bitcoin some more recently? It's under $20,000 at the time recording this video. Feels like a nice spot to just stack some sats, man. But I got to thinking about it this way. Can Bitcoin still drop down from here? Well, of course. Will it? Maybe. How far? Who knows, right? But I think that any Bitcoin...
I'm glad that he has enough money to buy Bitcoin right now, because I know I don't. I'm really happy for him, though. I'm really happy for him, man. Because I look at these prices right now, and I'm like, dude, I wish I had sold Bitcoin when it started going. Like some people said it was. And I'll just... Well, come to find out, I had been making 2 mortgage. Didn't realize I was making. I refinanced. I don't know what year that was, but it was at least since 20. So, oops, that's where all my money went. And good news. It's a great, owning a home right now is a great investment. If you're gonna sell that bitch, now would be the time to sell it. It doesn't look like I'm gonna sell it, and if I don't sell that home, this housing market is about to burst, and then the price of my home right now is going to drop probably 5 times. So it's going to drop. So maybe more. It might be less than what I paid for it. And it would just be, that with the way with the way the temperature, the way the climate is, do you guys think next year's better than this? Every year. And Underfoot said, scientifically, when you look at the charts, every 10 years for now, every last 10 years, as we go up and up, will be so. Let me ask you guys this. Who in the chat is being negatively affected? I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, I am. It's affecting me personally. I'm sitting here in a beautiful home with 3 air conditioning. I've got these are literally heat blocking blinds right here. That is, they do block a good amount of heat. And I am uncomfortable, again, sitting here. Audio. Oh, my mic's cutting out. Oh, yeah. My bad. I tried to turn on a noise gate. Okay, hold on. Thanks for telling me, guys. Thank you for telling me this. I'm going to go back and fix it now. All right, here we go. Click on this button. And what about, okay, is this better? Is this better, guys? Did that fix the noise problem? No, don't be sorry. Thank you. I know there's a problem with I'm using a noise gate. And I just want to make sure that it's better. But is it totally better? Maybe it's fixed because I could turn up the hold, bro. You know, I got it. I could put it on like 300 milliseconds, bro. So like it'll stay open longer, bro. There's like 300 milliseconds of open time, bro. Sing a song. All right, I'll sing a song. Why, yeah. How is that? How's that? Hi, Stella. Your voice is trendy again. Now, well, okay, what about when I talk? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Could you guys hear me when I was whispering? Yeah. I was whispering. Here, I could turn it way. So when I whisper, you whispering. Now you can hear me while I'm whispering. See, but this thing can be used so when the fan is on and making noise. I get the fan to the right speed where you won't hear the fan and you'll only hear my voice. So that should be totally quiet until I'm talking. But I got my fan on and it feels good. It feels good. It feels good. It feels so good. So Bitcoin purchased now will be worth 10 times what it is today in 5 years. That's Lark Davis's prediction. It's a 5-year investment. See, I need to not sell any more crypto. I need to hold it. This, what natural law about from a change petition. I have the right to ensure my own survival and existence. I have the right to ensure my own survival and existence. I agree. Politics, I agree with that first law. What else? Let's keep going. Yeah, that's why I feel like I have a right to have a firearm. You know? Because I feel like I have a right to ensure my own survival and existence. So far, I believe in natural law with this first decree. Where's my covfefe, dude? I finished it, bruh. Oh, it's so sad. It was a sad day. It was a sad day. He finished all of his coffee. He wished to not consume any more. You'll keep going. Okay, yeah. Clean water, shelter, air, food. I have the right to freedom. Yes, I agree. Point number 2, I agree, politics. So I might just add natural law to my my political. I have a political platform that I'm writing, and you know, some of it already includes the right to collect rainwater as much as you want. No law regarding water. No law regarding cannabis. You know, no law regarding gardening. So I like this natural law. Clean water, shelter, air, food. Right to be free from captivity, slavery, involuntary servitude, or invasion. I like that. Yeah, I agree. I'm putting it in my platform, dude. I had a feeling I was going to agree with almost all this. I have the right to self-govern and protect myself from being threatened physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. Self-govern. Yeah, dude. You know, the government isn't going to like that because that goes right against their tax, their taxation fucking policy. But government should be free, man. And there should be no fucking taxes. Fuck that shit. No taxes. Fuck your taxes. Shit on your 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 taxes. Come on, everybody. Come on, everybody. Choices and set my own priorities. Just it's not intentionally harm others. Yeah, exactly. Yep. That's fine. I agree. Exactly. I totally agree. I'm putting it in my platform. Fuck your taxes, shit on your taxes. Fuck your taxes, shit on your taxes. Yes, you got it right, surrounded by Keith. I think were they called the Jokers? That band that I recorded that did that song? That was Delusional's band. I have the right to self-ownership and the right to have control over my body, the right to seek care, to refuse care, to administer self-care. Perfect. Yes, politics, yes. I totally agree. Putting it in my platform. So far, I haven't seen anything in here that I disagree with. Natural law. My platform says legal rainwater collecting, legal farming at home, no data or bandwidth charges, no power shut off, no water shut off, no law regarding cannabis, Medicare for all student debt forgiven, bill to end police brutality, bill to sue corporations, solar companies pay back what they charge for a watt, no more insurance networks, trans surgery covered, all medical procedures covered, speed limits are suggested, no more police radar for speed. Now it starts with your natural law that you've given me. I have the right to be sovereign and free and be given the power to be in complete charge of and direct my personal energies and life force. Yeah. Sure. Sure. I agree. And you don't have the right to go around murdering people, It's basically, but you're free to do anything you want as long as you're not affecting other people. That's fine. It's like live and let live, and that's the way it should be. But unfortunately, it's not where we're at right now. I have the right to self. Global warming is a hoax to blame us for the problems. Agenda 21 depopulation agenda. Peggy Laswell. Global warming is a hoax. You think global warming is a hoax? Do you want me to pull up? You want me to show you what the temperatures are? Do you know that Sacramento just hit a 4-degree all-time high, right? I hope you realize that. Hoax? Does that look like a hoax to you? Look at the previous records and look at the current temperatures. Does that look like a hoax? Doesn't it seem like it's getting hotter every year? Peggy Laswell? Hoax? Self-defense and the right to protect myself from injury, death, torture, force, tyranny, and or oppression. Yes, I agree. It's fantastic. Your rights end where my rights begin, or something like that. I have the right to choose intent, consent, and authority with the kind of forces I deem appropriate. What do you mean with that? What do you mean by that? Authority. So, with the forces you deem appropriate, what if you deem appropriate a child? Politics. Answer me that. Does it go back to where it says you can't harm somebody else? So you couldn't do that, right? Because that kind of covers all of it. You could do no harm to somebody else. That means you can't, deem a child appropriate for consent. Am I right? Yeah, I'm just making sure this isn't some kind of fucking, You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as you get to that point, I have the right to choose what the forces I deem appropriate. I don't like the wording of that. Number one, forces doesn't make sense. What do you mean forces? What's that mean? I don't agree to that. I'm not putting that in my plan. Everything else I totally agreed with. So we would have to discuss that one. What else you got? Consent and authority. Okay, I have the right to choose intent. I don't understand that. Consent and authority with the kind of forces I deem appropriate. I don't understand that. I'm just looking at the words and saying they don't make sense to me. What does choose intent mean? Does intent mean consent and authority? Yeah. Yep. What else? What's after that one? Moving on. What's the next one? Say you have the right to shoot up a school or some shit? Is this like the serial killer's code of ethics? What is this? No, man, this is from the law. This is from the house of Satan, bro. Oh, Satan. Check out the harp insulate. Oh God, yeah, Peggy. They're controlling the weather. Yes. Peggy's one of them. Everybody, we got one. Oh, Peggy, what took you so long to respond, you crazy whack woman, you? I have the right to determine my actions and reactions, the right to exercise exclusive authority over my thoughts, yeah, and express my feelings, opinions, and desires. Well, what if your one of your desires is to run out in the street naked and accost children? then you have a right to that. What are you saying? You know, I'm not going to say that one either, bro. I don't like that one either. I have the right to determine my actions and reactions. Yeah. In a public place, you don't set what you're allowed to do in a public place with other people, because there's children. And what if I say, hey man, I'm going to express my feelings and my opinions. I'm going to go tell everybody they're a bunch of fucking cunts and sheep and idiots. And all these fucking cunts that fucking support Donald Trump are a bunch of dumb cunts. And I'm going to go into a restaurant right in the middle while a bunch of people are eating dinner with their children. I'm going to go into a Chuck E. fucking Cheese's, man. And I'm going to express my thoughts right in the middle of a fucking children's restaurant during a fucking birthday party. It doesn't sound like a smart thing, dude. I'm not putting that in my platform. I'm just saying I don't like it for my laws. It doesn't fit. Group rights versus individual rights. Maybe you feel it's a debate to be had. I don't. You don't have the right to decide how you get to fucking pontificate in a public place. And you know, as far as I'm concerned, every single one of these laws has to be talking about private and publicly, because it's not specifying. So it's a blanket, you know? But they can kick you out. What if it's a public place? What if it's the fucking corner, dude, of a fucking city block where there's 200 people fucking walking around? What if it's an amusement park? You know, bro? You want to go to an amusement park with a bullhorn and start fucking preaching white supremacy to children? You want to go do that in the local fucking little what do they call it, playground, where the kids are all hanging out, or a basketball court? Come on, dude. I mean, think about it. Look at what that leaves shit open to. It's just nonsensical, man. But did Jim fill it to the brim with brim? Fill it to the rim with brim. Paul H., what's up, buddy? But they can kick you out of okay, yeah. There are nudist places. Hiya. You have the right to preach. People do already. Bro, let's go back to what that rule said. What, are you convinced that all this shit is legit? Right here, man. I want to highlight this. Okay. What it says is, I have the right to determine my actions and reactions, the right to exercise exclusive authority over my thoughts, actions, and reactions, and express my feelings, opinions, and desires. So, you know, I'm going to go to a restaurant and I see a woman, a very attractive woman, sitting here with her husband, and I'm going to stand right in front of them and go, hey, man, your wife is so hot. Is that what that is? Because that's how shit like that would be abused. Like, it doesn't even make sense. In fact, why would you want to express your desires publicly? Isn't that kind of a private thing? You share it with, you know, the person that's closest to you. Your desires. It just... Hey 909, what's up, buddy? Havoc, what's up, buddy? Yeah, but you're putting it into like a law, man. It's natural law. Do you understand that? There's a difference between scruples and knowing right from wrong and behaving. Hey, man, you want to go up in front of somebody in a public place and go stand there in front of somebody, a man that's with his wife, maybe his kids, and say, hey, man, your wife's really hot. You risk the husband standing up and fucking breaking your nose, dude. Right? And most judges and juries would say, yeah, that's what I would probably do too. And they'd let that guy go. And they'd laugh at you. In fact, he'd probably fucking countersue you, you know, and make some money off of you. And I know that's a little hyperbolic, but it doesn't have to be. There are situations that could be, laid out for you that would completely destroy this natural law. That one specifically, I'm not saying, a lot of that is really good. Almost all of it. Growing cannabis plants in public. Yo, Rugatti! Rugatti! What's up, buddy? No, man, when you go up to somebody, okay, let's change the situation. Let's change the situation. Hey, a guy walks up and says to you, hey, man, I'm going to fucking punch you out. And so you get up and you fucking knock him out before he can knock you out. Because he fucking verbally assaulted you and put you in fear. Let's say that's on video. Oh, are you, man? All right, pow, man. Knock that motherfucker the fuck out. Right? Well, he was just expressing himself in a way that he felt that he wanted to. What if you just want to walk up to people and go like that and act like you're going to hit them? Hey, act like you're going to fucking punch them. Hey, I'm just expressing myself. You don't have a right to do that. There's literally laws against that shit. And if somebody reacts and knocks you the fuck out, or in some states, somebody pulls out a fucking gun and shoots you right in your fucking head and kills you, a jury or a judge would look at that and go, yeah, you literally put that person in fear of their own life, and they had every right to fucking kill you. There's laws regarding that, It's called assault, man. It's called putting someone in fear. There's kidnapping laws. There's all kinds of shit, And if you threaten someone in their castle, let's say you go up to somebody's house, man, and they got their Glock in their hand, and you knock on their door and go, I'm going to come in there and kill you, motherfucker. And they take the gun and go pop, pop, pop through the door and kill you, which you would fucking deserve. And their little Ring doorbell caught the whole thing. You put that person in fear. And if you're in the state of Florida, oh, you're fucked. You're dead. And that guy's free and he's fine. The guy that shot you, yeah, that guy's cool. He's in his house. It's Florida. Castle doctrine. He doesn't even need an excuse here, man. He was in his house. He just felt like killing somebody. It's like that here, bro. They don't need much. So for you to think you got the freedom, this law saying you got the freedom to express yourself, I say, don't try that shit in Florida, bro. Don't try expressing yourself in Florida. Maybe the order matters. Self-defense was mentioned first. Because they kind of do stack onto each other, I liked how that rule said you can't infringe on anybody else's happiness or whatever. That applies across the board. And then if you apply that to everything, well, then that reins everything in to where it probably should be, And that would come into play with somebody, acting like they're going to fucking punch you. Hey, you can't do that. That should cover that part of that. I can express myself freely until I'm infringing on other people's privacy, their peacefulness, their ability to concentrate or focus or get to work, drive to work, right? You know what I'm talking about. Blocking roadways with protests and shit like that. I'm against that. I'm against that until we bring this whole motherfucker down. When we got to bring the whole government down, hey, dude, all bets are off. It's a good thing you still got your guns and all bets are off. Everybody bring their gun to the revolution. You're going to need it. According to the Declaration of Independence, and I agree, but you have the right to self-defense too. Yeah, but if you're going to do something that's going to infringe on somebody else's space, freedom, time, ability to work, ability to have happiness, ability to live their life, or whatever, if you avoid doing any of that, there would be no need for self-defense. If you're going to follow this law, if everybody follows that law, it's Imagine. It's like the song Imagine. by John Lennon, you know? Imagine everybody was following this natural law. You know, imagine collecting rainwater, growing gardens too, cannabis free for everyone, no more war and shit in fucking Ukraine too. Dude, I'm smoking orange, bud. That's what's up. Okay, if the world's temperatures have only been recorded in the last couple hundred years, how could government possibly know if the climate is changing? Well, Peggy, we have these things, they're called core samples. Okay? And believe it or not, they're able to drill down in a hole down in the surface of the earth and pull out a core sample, and they can go through those levels of whether it's ice or whatever, and they can literally examine the amount of, I believe it's the amount of oxygen content in each level, and tell you what the fucking temperatures were during those times. So you might think they weren't recorded, but they actually do have evidence as to what the temperatures were. And there's plenty of evidence as to what the temperatures were by the fossil record, by the vegetative record, and like I said, by core sampling. There's all kinds of science you're in denial of. Hey, Billy, I told my friend I was going to let my dog hump him. He got charged with false report because I never touched him. $1,000. He mows lawns now. Lawnmower man. Yes, you do, Polly. Fully, by the way, no regulations so far. I have the right to be treated respectfully. Well, dude, that it goes in direct conflict with you saying I have the right. Wait, where was it? I have the right to express my feelings, opinions, and desires. So that it goes in direct conflict with I have the right to be treated respectfully, because sometimes your desires or your opinions won't be respectful of my feelings. That's discourse, man. That's why they call it that. You know, feelings are going to get hurt a little bit, but that's debating, and that's part of it. So there's a little bit of conflict right there, I see too. Unlimited rights and freedoms include right to moral and ethical choices, self-determination, right of complete comfort and abundance. How about a right to a bong rip? What do you guys say about that? No law regarding a right to a bong rip, and no law regarding cannabis. Cheers, everybody.
By Kiev. Cheers. Stella Lewis. Cheers, Nay.
Cheers, Stella. Cheers, surrounded by Keith. Cheers, Ice.
Dastardly handy man. I'll talk to that too.
Dastardly handyman, welcome to my show.
Surrounded by Kiev. It's like one big puzzle. Picture only shown once you assemble it. Billy Ballantyne. I have to pack shipping boxes today. Hate that shit. Politics.
Hate that shit.
Right of sustenance. Dastardly handy man. Cheers. Politics. Freedom to love and harmony.
Freedom to love. I mean, that's just kind of what. Now we're just kind of overdoing it. You know, yeah, that kind of falls under everything else. If you got the freedom to express yourself, you got the freedom to love. That's part of expressing yourself. It's kind of silly now. Where does natural law? Who wrote natural law? Who's that from? Where did that originate from? You know, what kind of freedoms do corporations have under natural law? You know, if I own a huge business, how much freedom under natural law does my business have?
Takes. Freedom of speech.
Dude, freedom of speech is already covered under your freedom of expression and freedom of your opinion. Remember that? Why are you saying all this? Is this still part of it? Because now it's just getting... Now it's just getting redundant.
Takes. It's an old concept.
Oh, is it?
Billy Ballantyne.
Natural law is an old concept.
Politics has the right to make redundant comments.
I don't know if they're redundant or if he's literally just reciting.
Stella Lewis. Philosophy covers natural law.
Oh, thank you, Stella. Oh.
Politics. Yeah, it is still part of it. Surrounded by Kiev. Covers thousands of years.
Thousands of years? Thousands? Huh. Natural law. First time I'm hearing about it. Oh, well, at least I got it right here all written down in front of me, man. And except for the shit I didn't agree with. I was like, no, I'm not going for that. You know, I switched to orange, bud, because it's the
By Kiev. It's inspired from philosophers.
Sounds like
the
she's
old
saying
us once law.
the capital of Ukraine.
Stella Lewis.
She's surrounded by Kiev.
Aristotle.
Oh shit! Natural law is old AF.
Politics. Here's the link in parts.
Interesting. That's cool. No, don't worry about the link. It's cool because
surrounded by Kiev.
You already
Kiev law.
Gave me all the rules, man. It's cool. I'm good. I'm good. It's good. Let's move on. Moving on to something completely different.
Politics. Change.
Okay. The great dropout 9 days ago. China furious over arms sales to Taiwan. Oh yeah, man, did you guys hear about these two Canadian dudes that stabbed 10 people to death? And there's a manhunt for them right now
Kiev.
In
Fuck
Saskatchewan.
Politics, not you politics.
I believe.
Politics. To give all of it. Billy Ballantyne. Tennessee honors common law. It's stupid as fuck. If you live with a woman for more than 7 years, you have to file taxes jointly. Surrounded by
an intense manhunt is underway this morning in Canada.
Yeah, police are searching through the province of Saskatchewan for 2 suspects allegedly behind a stabbing spree that left 10 people dead. Fox News' Jackie Ibanez has the latest.
Dastardly handyman.
Chaos in Canada after a series of brutal stabbings leave at least 10 people dead and 15 others injured Sunday.
So
there may be additional injured victims who transported themselves to various hospitals.
This weekend's violence unfolding across at least 13 different crime scenes in the province of Saskatchewan.
We're dedicating a maximum number of resources to this investigation.
Police naming 31-year-old Damian Sanderson and 30-year-old Miles Sanderson as suspects. An exact motive remains under investigation.
We believe some of the victims have been targeted by the suspect and others have been attacked randomly.
The deadly attacks triggering an outpouring of responses from government officials, with Canadian Prime Minister Justin...
These bastards in the media or the police and the Canadian police, whoever it is. It doesn't matter. How dare you know that these guys are out
surrounded by Kia,
running around, murdering people with knives, and they're still at large, and they've already killed 10 and assaulted 15 others. How dare you say some were targeted and then not tell the public how you know they were targeted and what they're fucking targeted for, you fucking dumb cunt motherfuckers. You don't give a fuck about people's lives, man. Holy shit.
Tweeting out support for communities and first responders rocked by the stabbing rampage. Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe writing in part,
politics.
Quote, there are no words to adequately describe the pain and loss caused by the senseless violence.
If Damien and Miles are listening or receive this information, I would ask that they turn
evidence that two direct energy weapons pulverized the Twin Towers. Interesting response from Donald Rumsfeld on Jew must see. YouTube. Billy Ballantyne.
Peggy, you're in.
Really? Dolly Parton keeps black people in project housing so they can work at Dollywood. Not kidding. Anyway, one stabbed another last night. And they are covering it up so nobody finds out about the work exchange slave quarters at Dollywood.
Whoa.
Dastardly handy man. This was on a native reservation.
Billy, do you see what Peggy just said right here?
Politics. I bet Peggy.
She said that, Peggy just said that direct energy weapons pulverized the Twin Towers. You know, that's funny because I saw airplanes hit them. You know, that was the conspiracy. That was bad enough, wasn't it? I saw planes do it. But you're saying it's a direct energy weapon. It's a direct energy weapon. Did that. Wow. Tell us more, Peggy. Tell us more. Fill us in.
Into police immediately.
As of Sunday night, Canadian authorities say Damien and Miles Sanderson remain on the run, calling the suspects armed and dangerous. Both men are believed to be traveling.
Look at her with her little golden Farrah Fawcett glasses. Damn! We got that whole Charlie's Angels things going on the Canadian news channels, don't you?
At the towers.
I wish I knew what the Charlie's Angels theme song sounded like from the
beginning.
Holy
crap, that girl's hot.
That girl's, she looks like Farrah Fawcett. she's got like flight glasses on from the 60s, man, from the 70s. I love it.
In a black Nissan Rogue SUV. Police are telling communities in Saskatchewan and other neighboring provinces to remain vigilant. Jackie Ibanez, Fox News.
And in Memphis, Tennessee, a suspect has been...
And, you know, and that one was really hard to look at, too. You know, what the hell is going on that they won't tell people what these people were targeted for?
Peggy, you ever listened to the Rick Simpson interview on the Graham Hart Show?
We should turn... Peggy, did you check out Alex Jones? We should turn Peggy on to like some of our favorites. You know, Peggy, I will snort only half a line of Super Male Vitality in the morning because it is so ultra potent. Let me tell you something. After I snort that half a line of ultra potent Super Male Vitality, I have to wait at least 4 seconds.
Peggy, tinfoil is on sale on Prime for $5 for 6 rolls.
You should look into that tinfoil. You should look into actually at our store online, prisonplanet.com.
Alex Jones is a shill.
I'm a shill? What do you mean I'm a shill? No, Hillary Clinton is a shill. That's who you need to look into. She's got 33,000 emails that you need to go check out. They're stored on a server somewhere. She tried to scrub them. She said she did it with some sort of a cleaning device, some sort of a rag or a car wax. See, I got to keep this door open because it's so hot, man. It is so hot outside. Okay, so what else we got? Armed activists show up to library and demand they ban books. How long ago was that?
5 years ago, this was anointed the best small library in America. Today,
download Twitter or visit twitter.com and search at Nays Garden, at Nays Garden Show, at Trivia News for the full podcast experience.
Given in?
YouTube channel at Trivia News on Twitter.
Part of me does, yes.
but they start showing up at your house, guns on their hips and Bible tracts in their
Billy
hands.
Valentine.
Activists demanding that the
You should
library
tear
ban
that shit down
more than
or buy a
400 books,
evaporative cooler
like
or some
genderqueer.
shit.
Even if we do nothing to you, eventually, if you don't repent of wanting to harm
Peggy
our children
Laswell.
with pornography,
Have
that's
not
up to
listened to
God.
Graham's
Things
show.
need to change. Otherwise, you bring curses upon yourselves, period. From the Most High.
Are any of those books in the library?
Not a single one.
Still, this little library.
Peggy, you should watch Government Secrets from Graham Elwood and Lee Camp. Check them out. Government
Surrounded by
Secrets.
Kiev.
Graham Elwood
It's
and
crazy
Lee
how books
Camp.
have been banned.
Government Secrets with Graham Elwood and Lee Camp.
Politics. The Rick Simpson interview on the Graham Hart
Might
Show
not
awesome.
survive.
Our insurer has decided to non-renew for what they're saying is increased risk exposures. We can't operate without insurance.
We bumped into one of the people pushing the recall, taking out books to see if they should also be banned.
If I take someone else's word, that's not good, right? There you go. Exactly.
She refused to talk to us. In fact, everyone on that side of the argument we reached out to refused to talk to us. But one of them
Politics.
did explain her motivation at a library board
Rick
meeting.
Simpson addresses geoengineering being admitted to by the United
So many
Nations.
people were showing up to the meetings. So many of them were armed that they moved the library board meetings to a bigger building that is also right next to the sheriff's department.
Here is that one woman's motivation.
My job is to protect our kids from sexual deviance, who will be drawn to our library with
Politics.
inappropriate sexual material.
Graham Hart went missing mysteriously years ago.
This week, we showed up with our cameras to a board meeting.
It was wonderful to not be, attacked.
And the would-be book banners did not.
Peggy Laswell. Geostorm movie
So
is
what is
predictive
going
programming.
on, Nick, is there is a group of individuals that are moving into the area who they have the intent of turning this into what they call the American Redoubt.
Coined back in 2011 by a Christian survivalist, the American Redoubt, a refuge for self-described God-fearing, liberty-loving patriots. This store opened recently, owned by a pastor
Billy
who moved up
Valentine.
from California. Here's
Peggy, you
how he
should read
described it back
Introductory
in
Lectures
2015.
on Psychoanalysis by Sigmund Freud.
Billy, I'm so glad that you can see what Peggy's saying. I was worried that you weren't going to catch some of her stuff. Very, very pertinent. And I'm sure factually mined from reliable sources all over the internet.
Should Rick Simpson too?
She's got some
What you all think of Rick Simpson?
good information to share. What do we think of Rick Simpson? Well, he developed Rick Simpson oil. What do you think of Trendy Nay? He invented triage oil. It's got a little Rick Simpson oil in it. And with a little Rick Simpson oil, you can make triage oil.
Peggy, did you hear about the lizard people? You're doomed.
The lizard people, the lizard people, lizard people, the sea people, the sea people.
By Kiev. You can't believe everything like it's 100% true. Be a skeptic.
Well, I think that's Peggy's problem. She doesn't believe things even when they're true. I think that's a big problem for a lot of people. They have I wonder if she thinks the earth is flat. Yo, Peggy, do you think the earth is flat? Or do you think it's round? Tell us. Tell us now, Peggy. How do you feel? Let's see if she's one of us or not. Is Peggy one of us? Yo,
or
Peggy.
Is
the earth is flat? Let's see if she's one of us. If she really understands the truths. If she's just on that first baby step of the rabbit hole.
Ex-CIA pilot presents evidence of no planes on 911. Very good interview. CGI images were too small.
Peggy, there's different
Politics.
angles of the planes
Thing
hitting.
is real, I heard
There's
at the Vikings
all
Kai.
kinds of views
Surrounded
of,
by
there's
Kiev.
not just one camera shot
Flat Earth
of
for
the
life.
planes hitting.
Billy
So,
Valentine. The lizard people are starting pizza restaurants in Portland.
she doesn't want to join us on our journey. Peggy's probably behind the chat a little bit. She hasn't responded. I'm kind of sad. Come on, Peggy.
Like their inner power thing, but some think the real Orville like Donald Marshall are actually lizards. Billy Valentine. There's a reason that guy is an ex-CIA. Peggy Laswell. I am on the fence regarding globe vs flat earth.
I'm on the fence regarding globe versus flat earth. Certainly you are. Certainly you are. Peggy, do you think the people at NASA think the earth is round or flat? The people that are trying to put this rocket around the moon right now. Do you think what do you think those people, what do those people think?
I think the earth is a fence too.
Do you think that those
Billy Valentine.
Do you think that those people,
Peggy, do you see shadows in the room right now?
Think one thing and portray another? You think they think, or do you think that they all? Because I know what they believe and I can tell you why they believe it.
She clearly didn't state she thinks the earth is in a fence. Peggy Laswell. Yes.
Yeah, they believe the earth is round, right? Because if they thought the earth was flat, then the science that they use to achieve even the smallest things that they do,
I'm on the fence, but more so that I don't care. It doesn't affect my life directly.
That different alternate reality, their shit wouldn't work. The satellites that you guys see them put, in fact, I think they're putting up a satellite today. You guys, they're launching today, or they're doing a launch sometime soon for Elon if they haven't already done it. Another one. These satellites are revolving around the planet. They wouldn't be able to do this shit if the Earth was flat. These satellites wouldn't work.
Gaslighting isn't cool.
It's all based on orbits, and that sort of science. So when you pull up your cell phone, I use a certain kind of internet
every day
in California that's relying on these satellites that are everything that we do is based on satellites. Every GPS, if you've got a smartphone, Peggy, however you're talking to us, there's probably some sort of GPS in it. It's relying on satellite technology that's relying on the Earth being round. And that shit wouldn't work on a flat Earth because it relies on gravity, which is something that flat earthers deny. They don't think that gravity is real. They don't think that there is a force that pulls things down. They don't think that when I do this and the lighter falls down and it bounces a little bit and goes back down, bounces again, goes back down, goes back, and then finally it just stays down. Flat earthers don't think that there's a force called gravity that does that. Think about that. You ever fall down? That's gravity. It's caused by a round planet.
I'm not saying Earth is flat.
The spinning of it. You're not?
Politics.
Good, because it's real easy to prove that it's
By
round.
the way, natural law, a philosophical theory that states that humans have certain rights, moral values, and responsibilities that are an inhuman nature.
It doesn't take barely anything except to be awake in the morning. And if you can be awake in the morning,
they talk about density.
When the sun is coming up, you can prove to yourself that the Earth is round.
They can explain it with density, which is a cool metric law.
Cheers.
Politics.
No law regarding cannabis, everybody.
Unsure.
Happy top of the hour.
By Kiev. Cheers, nay and all. Politics. Inherent and in human nature asterisk. Peggy Laswell. My friend William is a flat earther and we argue all the rhyme. Politics.
Don't argue with them. Just do this.
Made a point, who cares?
Just
Billy Ballantyne.
Just do this, Peggy.
Schizophrenics believe the earth is flat because their brain is glitched, so they change reality to better fit their brain waves. Albert Bandura.
Go to Peggy, get your friend William to wake up in the morning when the sun's coming up and ask him to go look at the tops of the trees as the sun is hitting the tops of the trees.
There's bigger issues. I've forgotten which song with pronounced diesel,
because it doesn't matter where you are on the planet. It doesn't matter where you are. You can be in any location, and the sun is going to hit the tops of the trees first, the very tippy tops of the trees. And as soon as the tippy tops of those trees light up in the morning, have William answer this simple question. What's blocking the light from hitting the rest of the tree? And as time progresses in the morning, more light hits that tree until finally the whole tree is in light.
That
there's a perfect line across all the trees of where it's not hitting. Even the tallest trees, that's the best example. Find the tallest trees to look at and watch when the sunlight first hits them. And it'll just be at the very tippy top of those trees.
And not just a flat circular plane.
Be able to answer your question on a flat earth.
That's round like a pizza pie.
On a flat earth, you can't answer that question. But
William
on a
will just
round
say
earth,
the S-Tech that works, the sun was late to work.
A round earth in the morning that blocks the sun from that
Who
angle
really knows?
Until the earth turns
Ever seen
and
the
exposes
movie
more
City?
sunlight across the land there. It's
Peggy
obvious that
Laswell.
it is the earth itself, the curvature of the earth that is
6
blocking
years.
that light. Yeah. Do the sunlight thing on the trees with them. Do the sunlight on the trees with them. It's gonna fuck his head up. He won't talk to you anymore. He's gonna stop talking to you. Because you're gonna prove him so. When I did that to my friend, he stopped talking to me. I had another friend, a girlfriend, she stopped talking to me too. Not girlfriend, but a friend. You know, the girl that let us stay at her place when we had those horrible fires. We got evacuated. She let us stay at her place for 2 weeks with my pets. Very nice of her. But she didn't talk to me anymore because I did that. I said, go look at the tops of the trees in the morning.
I have an Effie, but two.
And tell me why the sunlight is only hitting the tops of the trees, right? When you first see the sun. Why isn't, if you see the sun and it's coming from above, why isn't it lighting up the whole tree? Do you know what my friend told me? He said, because that's the way light works. And I was like, but that's not the way light works, and I'll show you the way light works. Then I grabbed a styrofoam ball, and this is the best one.
My mom taught me by
with a
watching
toothpick in it
sailboats disappear in the
and a
Atlantic
flashlight.
Ocean.
I took the flashlight.
Surrounded by Kiev. It's important to him
So
because
you
it
got
gives him
a white
justification for
styrofoam
God.
ball, right? And a toothpick is in it, like a tree, right? And you turn it, and you have the light right here, the flashlight, and you hold the flashlight up. You can do it with a cell phone. And you won't see any light on the toothpick at first. And then as you raise the flashlight up, the very tippy top of the toothpick will light up.
By Kiev.
And the bottom of you won't see the bottom of it until you raise the light up, and then it fills up the whole toothpick. It's like that.
Pops back up,
and
so on.
That's the way light works.
So you'll
Blew his
never
mind.
answered if you all saw the movie
He stopped
Dark
talking to
City.
me for a whole year. And I had work for him to do around my house. He wouldn't even fucking call me. He ignored me on social media.
Politics. We really don't truly know anything, but I think therefore I am.
No, never saw it. Yeah, right? God damn, you guys have been crazy today,
Politics.
man. Oh my God.
and other logical things, but all of our senses. We can be tricked.
I like those people that say that we're living a hologram, or that there's multiple universes or multiple realities or multiple
Politics.
There's interdimensions.
We
There's
could
multiple
be in
dimensions.
some sort of higher beings.
People don't understand that.
Fine.
And once I snort only half a line of ultra potent super male vitality in the morning, I literally can travel through the interdimensionally, from dimension to dimension.
Surrender by Kiev. Tricked by senses and our minds. Fallacies. Politics. Nikola Tesla said
Nick
this
Brown.
is Iran.
What's up, buddy?
Nick Brown.
How the hell is it going?
Billy Ballantyne. Surrender by Kiev. Did you just try to tell me round Earth has been debunked? Boy, ha 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 ha. There goes your credibility.
No,
Jesus.
I don't think Surrounded by Kiev said round Earth has been debunked. Let me see what you're talking about.
Surrender by Kiev. No, Billy lol. Nick Brown.
Cameras zooming and
been here all morning.
Pops back up.
Great show. Peggy Laswell.
Sailboats disappear in the Atlantic Ocean.
Trump Tower is 666 feet high. He lives on the 66th floor.
No, I think he's saying that those stupid videos of people saying that have been debunked. That's what I think he's saying. Yeah, you'll see a boat go over the horizon as it gets further and further away.
Just saying that when you zoom in, the boat comes back.
Yeah, until it goes over the curvature of the planet, Keith. Right?
By the way, natural law theory is based on the idea that natural laws are universal concepts and are not based on any culture or customs. Surrender by Kiev. Right, we just can't see that far. Politics. Still, it is a way society acts naturally and innately as human beings. Billy Ballantyne.
Keith.
You can go to a pier and watch it disappear over the curve of the Earth with a telescope. I'm not gonna argue that.
Yeah, no, you can see it with a telescope. I mean, come on, dude. You can see ships disappear over the fucking horizon. You know? If that wasn't true, then you'd be able to use a telescope to see Mount Everest from wherever you are.
Each pentagon angle is 33 degrees.
Eventually, the Earth curves and you can't see over the curve, man. You know? With a telescope, you can't see past the curvature of the Earth.
Inherently.
So,
Surrender by Kiev.
You could probably just Google and see how many miles.
I don't know what happens.
How
the
many
cameras
miles
have
away
a limit.
it is before something goes over.
Politics. Essentially, it concludes that human beings are not taught natural law, they initiate it by making good and right decisions. Therefore, it is said to be discoverable through politics. The exercise of reason.
Yeah, I like that politics. I agree. It's just doing this. You just come up with those laws. A lot of those laws I came up with on my platform that I was writing for fun. I was just writing a platform just to show people what I would support if I was going to, be a fucking the president of the United States.
All I know what I said about zooming in.
What I said about zooming in.
Fine. Who the fuck would try to watch a boat disappear with their own eyes? Har har. Telescope, $200.
Or you could just use these phones today have these zoom lenses on them, man. You can do it with a smartphone. Put a smartphone on a tripod on the beach, okay? And watch boats go over the freaking horizon. Look, let's just Google it, okay? God, how hard could this be? Wrong freaking browser. Hold on.
Valentine. Good idea. Smartphone.
Yeah, man. God.
Enter by Kiev. Here you zoom in, see the boat. Boat goes over horizon. Then zoom in more, see the boat again. Not hard to understand. Nick Brown.
Dude, why are you being such a... Wait,
ships
dude.
Go over the horizon.
Why are you
when
acting
we
like such an idiot, Keith? When we're telling you, eventually, it's going to go over the curve of the earth, right?
People use explains cameras for this.
Yeah, and you're like, at some point, it never goes over the curve of the earth? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying, Keith? That a phone with a zoom on it can't photograph? I'm going to find out how many miles it is. Here, hold on a second.
Enter by Kiev.
Jesus Christ,
I never
dude.
said that. Politics.
You just said it. You just said it, dude.
Some believe that natural law
you
theory
zoom in,
is too simple
see the
as a
boat.
concept,
Boat goes over horizon, then
complicated
zoom in more,
scenarios.
see boat again. What the fuck is that,
Kiev.
dude? And then I'm telling you,
Not a
there's a
phone,
point
4
where it goes
cameras.
over the curvature
Billy
of the earth.
Valentine. No, Kiev. Are you dense or something? Nay, he needs the phone ball lesson, har.
Doesn't fucking make sense
Peggy
what you're
Laswell.
saying.
Yes. Nick Brown.
How many miles does it take a boat to disappear over the horizon?
According to GoDownSize.com, a boat will disappear from view at about 3 miles away at sea level.
Oh. That's because the human eye can only see for 3 miles. No. How long before it goes over the horizon? How many miles? It doesn't answer it. They're all saying 3 miles, but Three miles. They're all saying 3 miles. Every single answer is 3 miles, 3 miles, 3.1 miles, 3 miles. That's what they're saying. So I would assume that somewhere around that 3 mile mark, things are going to start getting over the curve of the earth. So as far as Keith, the only thing you're referring to is the human eye. You know, people are zooming in at 1.5 miles probably on a fucking foggy day. And they're saying, well, look, there's no clouds in the sky, but there's probably fucking haze out there over the ocean, you know? And so the human eye is probably not seeing it 1.5 miles. It probably disappears. And then they zoom in and you still see the whole boat. But this would be when you start seeing the bottom of the boat disappearing. You start seeing the hull disappear. You see the hull disappear. The hull is disappearing deeper and deeper. And then you start seeing the top part of the boat disappear. And then all the fucking antenna and shit eventually start disappearing. So all you see is just a little fucking piece of antenna. That's the fucking thing going over. And yeah, you would need a telescope or binoculars or a zoom lens or something to see that, I would think. But according to Google, they're saying 3 miles. I thought it'd be longer than that. I thought it was going to be like fucking 300 miles or some shit, you know, before it started going over the curve of the earth, because the earth is so fucking big. But, 3 miles. Everybody says 3 miles. What the fuck is this 3 miles? I don't know about the 3 mile thing. Yeah, you try it with your phones next time you're at the beach. But here's the problem, Keith. You're not going to know when that boat is 1 mile out. That boat's going to be, a half mile out. You're going to say, oh, it's 5 miles out. You're not going to know. How are you going to know the distance of how far that boat is out? And how are you going to find a boat that's going straight out away from you? And what's to say the boat doesn't go out there and just stop? Oh, I still see it. Well, it's anchored. Do you know if it's anchored? Oh, no, that's right. The boat could be anchored. Wow, they could be a shrimping boat that's, getting its nets ready. Well, you're saying you've seen videos of people zooming in cameras at boats, and I'm just saying, 12.2 miles. That sounds more legit. 12.2 miles, something will disappear over the horizon. You're standing, is it? It's in my Twitter inbox. Truth here. You send it to Truth here, bro? Send it to Truth here, bro? Which inbox? No wonder their cameras don't go far enough. What do you think of that black guy? He should be over and he died. That's terrible. He did go to prison? I wonder why. He murdered the dude. It's terrible. I think that's a crime that guy needs to go to prison for, bro. That's what I think. I mean, the fact that you came in here said a black guy that knocked an Asian man over. How about one human being that killed another human being? Why are you so focused on the color of their skin and their races? They said it was racial or restorative justice. I don't know anything about it. Yeah, I don't want to be talking about natural law anymore. We've moved on past that politics, okay? You understand that? I don't think you got me when I told you. Now do you get me now? Okay. Once again, I don't want to be talking about that. Do you understand? We're moving on to something else. You understand? Do you hear me? I don't want you to find the story. I just told you I'm not. Yeah, thank you. God, sometimes I wonder, who the fuck I'm talking to. If someone's listening over there. You got the sound on, or I can understand if you got the sound off, because I do yell from time to time. But just let me know that you can't hear me. How far can you see a boat before it disappears because of the curvature of the earth? Okay, let's say the boat is 60 feet above the water. That would be, the antenna array and shit. The observer's eye is 10 feet, or a fucking cruise liner. Those are at least that tall. The listen, a reasonable person, doesn't any of this really matter? Yeah, this matters. That the earth is round and there's scientific ways to prove it that you can do at home. Yeah, it matters. because now these people can go to the beach with a cell phone and go prove this shit, you know? The ship will go below the horizon in 12.52 miles. Thank you, Billy Valentine. I had a feeling 3 miles just wasn't far enough. Even though when we're on a boat, you know, and we're 3 miles out, you cannot see the shore anymore. You're delayed. That would explain the lag. Okay. Here's what's up, man. This is what's up. Orange bud. What are you even not doing? You're not even cleaning out your bowl anymore, palsy? Everybody cleans out their bowl. You got no bowls. Hey, did you hear what I did there? I made a funny joke. Hey, I made a funny joke there. Did you see what I did? I made a joke and it was funny. I made a funny joke. Okay, maybe it wasn't that funny. But I figure if I say that it was funny in a funny way, you'll at least laugh at that. Kind of make up for the fact that it wasn't a funny joke. I think I got that waterfall pegged, baby. I think I got that waterfall to where it's going to come on in the morning. We're going to wake up and that waterfall is going to be on. My mom was like, she's like, the waterfall timer's not working. And it went off for a while. It was off. It wasn't coming on, and it was coming on at these weird hours. So I went back there and I couldn't figure it out, man. I couldn't figure out how to change the timer, you know, and then I don't listen to underground hip hop, so I can't have I can't have an opinion on it. No, I don't listen to hip hop. I don't listen to music. Have I ever heard of KRS-One? Yes, I have heard of KRS-One. I just don't listen to music, period. I don't really find the opportunity to do it. You know, I'm usually doing some on my computer. Like right now, I want to make a video. I wanted to make a video about something. It'll come back to me. You know, it was a pretty big deal. Stupid shit. For truthier.news. If you guys haven't checked out my website, truthier.news, it's also a YouTube channel, Truthier News. It's TRUTHIER. And have you ever heard of this Led Zeppelin band? There's definitely a point there. Yeah, that I was trying to make, which was I was trying to figure out what the video was. The subject matter of the video. I was gonna have Joe Biden saying, you know, all these weapons he's sending to fucking Ukraine, explicitly naming all of the weapons, you know, guns and bullets and bulletproof vests and tanks and armor and rockets and rocket-propelled grenades and the fucking list goes on and on and on and on and on. And I wanted to take that and splice it. Yeah, I told you guys I want to make a video like that. I just haven't done it yet. I've got the video of him saying that. I think I've got it downloaded. And I just need to take that and then splice it in there with him saying he's giving $1 billion 2 Americans. Just need a reporter saying, you know, that the Biden administration so far has given a total of, what's the total, you know? Total money United States has given to Ukraine for the Ukraine war.
To Department of Defense, the United States has committed approximately $5.3 billion in security assistance to Ukraine since the beginning of the Biden administration, including approximately $4.6 billion since the beginning of Russia's unprovoked invasion on February 24th.
Russia's unprovoked invasion. Don't you love the way Google just lies about shit? Oh, God. Yeah, man. Vladimir Putin just lined all of his troops up on the border of Ukraine and threatened to move in there based on absolutely nothing, man. He's just like, dude, I got all these weapons. Army's looking pretty tough right about now. You know, I think now would be a good time to just step into our neighboring country that we're doing all of this trade with, that we rely on every day for all of these things, and the world is all connected through this, and they're the wheat distributors of the world, and blah, blah. We're just going to go right in there and just, for no reason at all, completely unprovoked. Google's a fucking liar. You know, he was definitely provoked. Oh, he was provoked. Yes, he was provoked. Oh, he was provoked. He was provoked here, and we provoked him over here, and we provoked him over here, and we provoked him over there, and we provoked him on the border over there. We put a NATO facility over here, and we convinced another country to join NATO on its border over here, and we put a United States military base over here, over here, over here, over here, over here, over here, and this is Russia. This is all Russia right here. How would we feel if Russia had bases all around the United States border with all of our neighboring countries? How would we feel about that? But hey, unprovoked. Unprovoked. That's Google. You guys want to see it? It's the official response from Google. Oh, I just love it. Let me show it to you, because I've been sitting here bitching about it, not showing it to you. Look at, can you believe it? Look at that. Unprovoked. Russia's unprovoked invasion. Unprovoked. 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 There it is. So I thought we'd paid a lot more money. Why does Google say we've only committed 5.3 billion? Huh. 13. Oh, now all of a sudden, if you click on this, it says 13.5 billion. $2014. $9 billion. $54 billion. The more than $40 billion in additional aid to Ukraine approved by Congress brings total U.S. commitment. Here we go. Let's see. Roughly $54 billion. There's our number. $54 billion. There's our number. $54 billion towards war. We got it. It's cool. We got the money. We can afford this war, guys. And we've got the greatest sanctions for these other countries that will have absolutely no effect on us during a time when the temperatures are rising and we don't have energy for air conditioning anymore. The chat has just been fucking crazy, man. We got crazy people in the chat today chatting away. I'm so glad I turned it off. Ever heard of Zachary Keith Hubbard? Uh-oh, politics and Peggy are talking to each other, everybody. This is fantastic. Love. Exciting and new. Let it flow. It flows back to you and love. Love. Life's sweetest reward. Do, 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 do. That's a trombone. Do, do, it's an open smile. Or is it a friendly smile? No, is it on a friendly shore? The love boat. We should have taken the hint when I could have kept going. Oh, I could throw that shit down on you. But I won't. I'm gonna restrain. We should have taken it when Putin in prison of Jehovah's. It was a step one. I think Peggy Laswell and politics need to hang out together more often. Yes, Billy, my wife and kids are JWs. I know too much about it. Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses. You know, Jehovah's Witnesses are persecuted in Russia. They're dragged out of their homes and put in camps, put in prison and tortured, murdered. Jehovah's Witnesses, Russia. It's been going on for years. You know, it's shitty. It is. It's fucking horrible. And there should be more attention drawn to that. I remember learning about that before Russia invaded Ukraine. And I remember thinking to myself, Vladimir Putin is a horrible fucking leader for allowing this in his country. You know, the style of, and I've seen this in China too, it just smacks of fucking Nazis, you know? Beating down people's doors, dragging them out of their homes for their religious beliefs. And it's just one of the most disgusting things, you know? Let's not forget that goes on. That's been going on in Russia for years. CBD from the legal term of art, industrial hemp in Russia. Yes, it was only months before the invasion. He calls them a cult. So he could eject them. I've known Russia. Yeah. Oh. Yes, please. Real meat. And I also have brisket for dinner. Real meat. Real meat. Real meat. Real meat. Hamburger. Hamburger. Hard book Trump and the Fourth Reich. Trump and the Fourth Reich? No, Peggy. What about the commies during the commie times in Russia? What about the commies during commie times in Russia? What about Americans during the Red Scare in America? How about that? Look that one up, buddy. Weren't they worse than the Nazis? Something like 500 kingdom halls in Ukraine. It's like let's just say there. You know, you don't say one is worse than the other. If there's people murdering a whole bunch of people, they're all bad. You know, Nazis don't have the corner on terror. That's for sure. Hey, bro. Right. Okay. All right, you're welcome. Bye. Trump is a Zionist, I read and heard. Yeah, he is a Zionist. Oh, yeah, Trump is definitely a Zionist. You know? And unfortunately, with Zionism now, it's almost as if your belief that Israel has a right to exist, whenever it says as they see fit, and what they're doing is terrorizing, brutalizing, murdering Palestinians and cutting them off from their electricity, their power, their internet, their food, their medicine. Oh yeah, the Israelis are embargoing them. They're murdering them by starving them out. They're kicking them out of their homes. They're stealing things off of their homes. They're bulldozing their homes. And they're installing Israelis in place of their homes. They're repopulating areas. And, you know, Trump wants to call himself a Zionist. You support that? Because I don't like the way they're, you know, existing now. I don't like the way they feel their right to exist, you know, entails brutalizing the fucking Palestinians. Oh man. What I can't believe is that the Palestinians have been able to move these weapons in and assail Israel. It's fucking crazy. They've been doing it though. They've been firing thousands of missiles into Israel. And they get those missiles in there. Where are those missiles coming from, you know? Talk about another proxy war. Find out where those missiles are coming from, because America is funding Israel to fire back. So America's on one side of it. Where is the Palestinians getting their weapons from? Yeah, and Israel's bombing Syria, right, Keith? The volume for this live stream is way too low. What do you mean? The volume is way too low. Politics, what do you mean by that? What do you mean the volume for this live stream is way too low? Because I could turn up my volume. Turn your BlackBerry up. Saying I'm too quiet, bro? No, it's fine. Okay, cool. So I don't have to turn that up. Because I got this bull-packed, man. Dude, is Cyber here yet, man? It's fucking late in the day. I need my Cyber, bruh. I've been live for fucking 2 hours and 45 minutes with no Cyber. Iceman, what? Yo, son. Wasn't expecting that. What a surprise.
Yeah, I just got on my computer to look at something.
Cool, brother. Cool. Ooh, I don't want to blow your head off, sorry. Anyhow, be right back. Hear what too low for you to hear what is said when I'm cleaning a pipe using running water. Oh, I got you. They saying it's too because he's got water running in the background. Here, how's this? Will this be louder for you?
I don't have water running in the background.
No, I'm reading a chat in the back.
Oh.
In a chat in the back in the chat. I'm reading back in the. I'm really high right now. Just tell me when you're smoking, bro.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers, son of a bitch. Cheers, everybody. No law regarding cannabis, and it is 420 in Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've used vaporizer. Absolutely. Years ago. It's been a while since I vaped. So my mother's making a hamburger out of actual
Hamburgers?
meat. Out of meat. Real hamburger, not that ultimate burger. Vegetable burger, impossible burger, whatever burger, not the real burger, the soy burger. It's not got the meats in it. I said I'd like some real meat. I was like, Mom, why can't we have some real meat for a change? She got the meat. We've got the meat. No, not laughing at my my Hardee's humor. Okay, that's cool. You don't have to. 4 ways to understand the 54 billion in United States spending on Ukraine. So I could just take this article. I could take a screenshot of it. Most of it went to 12.5 billion to weapons and other supplies. 8.1 billion went to United States military deployments and intelligence. Huh. Military deployments. What the fuck does that mean? Let's Google that shit. Military deployment definition.
According to Wikipedia, military deployment is the movement of armed forces and their logistical support infrastructure around the world.
So that could mean rocket launchers and shit, things that they've given the Ukrainians to use, tanks, armored personnel carriers, and fucking you name it. Okay, I got you. Other says 1.7 billion under other. Oh my God, you gotta love that. So this is a New York Times article. If I get a screenshot of this, let me make it smaller. There we go. I get a screenshot of this. Boflau. I like to say Boflau. Boflau. I like to paste it in. I like to copy it. This is what I like to do. Source, Ukraine Supplemental Appropriations Act 2022. Okay, cool. So I'm going to put the source in my photograph because I'm a badass news reporter. Okay. This is from the New York Times. We're going to crop that out. We're going to save this. Dude, just this picture. You guys, look, just the picture of that article spliced in with Joe Biden saying $1 billion for American citizens. And just keep showing that 54 billion in U.S. spending on Ukraine. 1 billion for Americans, though. Yeah, but 54 billion to the war. But $1 billion to America. But 54 billion to war. And then get, people actually saying it. The United States has sent a total of $54 billion to Ukraine for this war. That was as of, my bad, that article was as of May 20th, guys. How much have we sent since then? Now what's it up to? Can I get a report from somebody? Let's turn this chat back on. It's going to be interesting. Why did it not come back on? Okay, let's turn it off. Oh, maybe I turned the volume down on it. Yeah, I turned the volume down on it. Right? You'd rather live with Trump's vanity than Joe's senile actions? I understand that, Billy. You're able to make that choice. I don't see you voting for Trump, though. Who's going to go out and vote, man, in the presidential election? Let me hear from you guys in the chat. You guys already made up your minds what you're going to do? You going to vote Democrat or Republican? I'm waiting to see if the chat's going to work, so I try to ask you guys a controversial question to see if anybody can say anything in the chat at all. Okay, there's nothing. I hear nothing. Voting is a you sound like Trump. Okay, I turned it off and I turned it back on again. We'll see if it turns the speech back on. Man, I saw a hawk pull a mole out of the ground 20 feet away from me. I was looking right at it. All right, let's try a different. Yes, please. Thank you. Buns are getting toasted, man. It's going to be about time. I'm going to have to cut this one, guys. But anyway, I saw a hawk land on the ground, not 20 feet away from me, right? And I knew it was going to grab a mole. So I started looking on the ground to see if I could see anything moving on the ground in front of it. And it just stuck its beak right in the ground and boom, pulled out this mole. You could see it was like that big and just gulped it down. And I was like, amazing. They do it all day. And I still haven't figured out how they spot those fuckers. And I've seen them dig them up out of the ground with their claws. If they'll try to get it and they miss it, they'll sit there and dig up the ground, turf it up, and get it. That's funny, Peggy. Yeah, sorry that my chat's not working, guys. I was going to change the browser, but I got distracted. Let me change the browser.
Nick Brown. Cheers.
Cheers, Nick. Okay, we got the chat back. A nice friendly gentleman to read back your chats for you. No. Okay, I didn't think so. Well, listen, we almost did 3 hours. That's damn good for you. Hope you enjoyed it. And I will be seeing you guys later. Later schedule.
Billy Valentine. My money don't jiggle jiggle. Dominic Leo.
Good afternoon, Nay.
Good afternoon, Dominic.
Nick Brown.
Hashtag keep it open.
Oh, this is so cool.
Nick Brown. Great show.
This is so cool how we're hearing different voices.
Billy Valentine. It folds.
It's some sort of a glitch, I guess. You guys don't want to fuck with that anymore. It's crazy. Anyway, top of the hour. Happy top of the hour.
Billy Valentine.
The chat is schizophrenic.
Frenic. Hey, you Frenic. What are you doing? You're sapping up all my resources, you Frenic. I love it.
Billy Valentine. Wahahaha. Peggy Laswell. Voting is information gathering on everyone. Expressionless.
What information is it that they're gathering on everyone?
Billy Valentine.
Exactly.
He said shit so.
He said shit so. Peggy's like this total psycho, just like batshit crazy. Freaking needs to be on medicine, needs to, people like her shouldn't be allowed to vote, man. I hate to say it, but there should be an IQ requirement. She would never pass it.
Billy Valentine. Peggy is Karen, I bet.
No, Peggy's not Karen. Karen's not that devious.
Peggy Laswell.
150.
Bullshit. You ain't got no 150 fucking IQ, you idiot. You're a fucking liar, too. 150. Oh, my God. You're not even, I'm going to say, I would be surprised if you were hitting high 80s.
Billy Valentine.
Either way, Peggy has a gas leak.
You just don't have the ability to reason shit, Peggy. You're like a full-on moron. We love you, though. I hope you keep coming back to the show. We'd love to have you back. Turn on your notifications so I can abuse you some more. Maybe knock some sense into you. Because you've needed it your whole life, obviously. You believe in a lot of crazy bullshit. And someone needs to fucking snap you out of it. Just remember this, all right? Your first lesson. All politicians are bad. Okay? Remember that. All politicians are bad. Start with that. Okay? Stop supporting any of them. And then
Peggy Laswell. So DOBYOU. Billy Valentine.
I'm 128 and I know you're breathing radon gas. 150 plus is gifted. And your comments strongly repel that.
You got 128 IQ, bro? Way higher than mine. You're way smarter than me. Damn. I told people I'm above average, man. That's it. I'm just above average. Just above average IQ. Billy Valentine's smarter than me, though. You should be watching his podcast, everybody.
Peggy Laswell.
Listen.
Okay, fine.
One of the reasons.
138.
Oh, you're saying you're 138? Yeah, whatever. I still don't believe you. You're Peggy. You think that the HARP has been controlling weather? You think that God, what were all the conspiracies? Oh, you said that the towers brought down by some sort of a sonic device. Oh, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I'll see you guys later. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. It's been a fantastic show. 3 hours, man. Go back and watch it. It's been 3 hours of fun, man. So go back and enjoy it. I know you're going to like it because I've had fun for the last 3 hours, and we've had almost 20 people here the whole
Nick
time.
Brown.
And I want to say
Peggy
thank
the
you to
Laser
all
Lady.
of you guys for hanging out. I even had to block some folks, and the numbers went up. So thank you so much for that.
Billy Valentine. We've spoken of this. When I was diagnosed HFA, they made me do several IQ tests. By the way, Peggy is lying now intentionally. I hate that.
Peggy Laswell.
Direct energy weapons, expressionless.
I'm just going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of a few things I don't need. Okay, I got to go, guys. I love you all so much. Take care. I'm going to go eat my lunch. Bye. Here's 20 seconds of me waving goodbye so you know that I'm
Billy
leaving.
Valentine.
Bye, guys.
Hashtag Redongas.
Bye, y'all.
Peggy Laswell.
Go back and watch this from the
Agree
beginning.
to disagree.
And
Flushed.
hey, man, come find me on Twitter at Triage Oil. I mean, not Triage Oil. Come and find me on Twitter at Truthier News on Twitter. Hope to see you guys at Truthier News.